to starting, and then the event is live now, so I am going to start it now.
And we're live. Hello and welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful Shizu.
Can you guess who is who?
I don't know. Who's who?
I don't know. What's going on, people? Little minor delays, but no big deal. We have our guru, Richie, back there working on everything so we can come to you live as can be anyway. So, good evening. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. It's been a Tuesday since we've seen you last.
Oh, man. I don't think... Are we up yet or not?
Upping.
Yeah, now we are. All right.
Yep, we're up.
Hello.
I thought we just did all that.
I know.
You're up, but you're seeing delay, remember?
Yeah.
Is this?
I'm saying, don't watch the show.
The video started over again.
Is this an up part 2? Yeah, I seen it start over again too. But that's what, I'm not gonna look down.
The video,
We're just gonna
yeah,
talk.
I know, because
Good evening, people. Everybody out there, all 4 of you, maybe 5. Who knows?
Who cares?
If we're lucky, we might hit double digits.
What's going on, people?
So, what's going on with you, Buda? How was your weekend, brother?
It was all right, man. It was good. I had a show or two.
Or 2?
Yeah. Well, I had one comedic show, and then the rest was for, personal.
All right. Well, listen. If you're performing, right?
Oh, it's performance.
Oh no, I got your pal with me hanging.
All right, cool.
I was gonna go wash my hands.
Oh.
So
man.
where were you?
I was at Spotswood VFW.
Ah, yeah. In fact,
Crazy people.
the video
Love
I
those
asked
people.
Richie to pull up tonight, like for when we take a break, of me, the Craig Loydgren taking Viagra, was recorded in that VFW in Spotswood. Yeah. It was
They're crazy
They
people.
are crazy. Spotswood, New Jersey, man. If you're not familiar, it's not too far from where we are now. But man,
Listen, if you can't get laid in Spotswood, you can't get laid anywhere.
and if you get laid and then you wake up the next morning and you have spots on your wood, you know where you got it from.
Yeah, that's Heather. No, it was great, man. We had Matt Bridgestone was running it. We had Rich Carucci headline.
Oh, sweet. Oh, he headlined?
Yeah.
You didn't headline? You
No,
featured?
I did a 10-minute, bro. 15-minute, because
okay.
they've seen me before.
No, I know. I've been
So-
there 2 or 3 times myself.
Yeah, they're sick of seeing me, but I had a date with me. It was kind of hot, and everybody was just like, "Hey, what?" You felt
But
like
they
a
all
celebrity.
right. They all recognized you and remembered you and
And
stuff.
she's like,
yeah.
"Oop, oop."
Nice.
So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you almost fall in the.
It made
follow
her.
the drip. Follow the drip.
Yeah,
Follow the
I
drip.
would say it made her a little
Yeah,
excited.
A little
Let's-
starstruck.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. She didn't realize that the guy she was going out with on a date was.
Well, they always think I'm famous until they come to more than one show and realize that I'm not. That I'm really not.
Didn't you tell that joke yesterday? Yeah.
I did 15 minutes of all new material.
Nice.
It was fun. Some of the stuff I stole from our show, so I mean.
Oh, yeah, what stuff topics and
Yeah,
stuff
like
from here?
stuff we were talking about. I talked about the whole NFL thing, and it was fun. It worked.
Yeah, but that's
well.
new topical stuff, man. It's funny.
I don't really do topical. I've never really done topical before.
Yeah, the ointment. Yeah, the cream.
But where were you? Where would you?
I was in Long Island. I was way out,
Oh.
man. I was in
Long
River
Island's far.
Riverhead, Long Island, which was
$40 to get there.
yeah, 40. It was 101 miles from my house.
Meanwhile, he rides a bike everywhere, so it still costs $40.
My legs are like that.
Oh.
But tree trunks. No, I drove everybody. It was me, Mike Buschetti, and this girl Stacy Pressman, funny girl.
There were other 2 comics on my show. I'm sorry, I don't remember your names.
Right, you were with a girl too, right?
What's that?
You had a female comic, right?
Yeah, there was a female comic. She was awesome. Sorry, I don't know your name. Not that you're on the show listening, but and this other kid, he was funny too. But it was a great show, man.
Yeah,
they got a lot for what they paid for. They
Yeah.
always do.
Well, that's me, bro. My show in Long Island was a nightmare. We go up there. We get up there early because it's the first time she's booking this room. It's a bowling alley, so it's like woo, like almost 13 years. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was like. It was my
Are they
punchlines
still
were.
playing?
Yeah, well, here's what happened. It was a separate room. The building's only a year and a half old. Beautiful room. I did the Vine with the stage. The stage was like 5 feet high. That Vine. The stage was. Yeah, you saw that, right? With me climbing on the stage. Yeah, no.
Yesterday it was 2 feet.
Yeah.
Today it's 5.
Right. Well, no, you see the video. It's on my Facebook page. It was a high stage, but the room.
Craig climbs into bed the same way.
I climb on.
But he's only onto his teddy bear.
I climb onto the couch like that too. Man, what are you kidding me? I have to climb up on everything. I'm getting smaller too. But yeah, no. So it was a high stage, beautiful room. It was called the room inside the place is called the stadium, and that's the way the seats are. Stadium seats here, then another 6 feet
I was
up
trying
another
to figure
row.
out how that worked.
Yeah, we were
Because
so
it was
high.
like, when you took the video, it looked like the audience was like right there, up against a window.
No, it wasn't even a win. The first group was at stage level, but there was the high tabletops, and then behind them, like 6 feet up, was another row of all tables and everything, and then another 6 feet up from that was another row, and the whole room was built, like a stadium going up. So it was a really pretty cool room. The problem was they had like 3-4 people in there. No one came for the show. So what they did was they moved us out. They had a band.
Yeah.
What's up?
I want him to put that light back on because there's a difference.
There's no difference. I'm looking at the screen right
Right,
now.
I just saw it go dark. Why? You don't want the lights on?
Well, I can. There's no difference.
I'd rather have the light on too. I felt like I was in the dark on
I have
myself.
the backlight compensation. You can turn all the lights off. Wouldn't matter.
Oh.
Well,
That's what he said last week.
No, so the light
but
doesn't-
what-
I have the backlight on, so the light doesn't change the camera at all. That's fine. Hey,
So-
second show next week. We'll actually, we'll see your head perfectly.
There you go. So anyway,
Sorry.
no, that's all right, bro.
So was stadium seating?
It was stadium seating.
No,
The
where
place
was it? When you jumped up, that was the front of the stage looking at the
Yeah,
audience?
and behind us was like 24 screens that could show either one thing or 24 separate things. It was really cool. Like the whole wall was screens. But
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that part was cool. But no one was there. No one was there. A 3.5-hour drive to get out there. Nobody there. It was 101 miles from my house there, and I had to pick up Mike, and then I had to pick up the girl from Queens. Mike is not too far from me. Had to go to Queens, kind of on the way, too. It really wasn't out of the way. But with traffic, it took forever to get out there. It only took like 2 hours to get home, but it took 3.5 hours to get out there.
Only 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot better than,
You should have invited who was there just to your house.
Yeah, well, that's I did. But so what they did was they made us go out to the main floor. We were with a band called Black Dog, which I've worked with before. They're from Jersey. They're Jersey guys. They're a Led Zeppelin tribute band, and they're awesome. They're amazing. But now on the main thing, right in the bowling alley, on the lanes, they have a big stage built up for the band. So they asked us to go out there and do our thing out there because the people weren't coming into the show, and now we had to be clean because there was kids. So that was a little wacky and crazy, but we didn't do much time. We got paid for the gig, which was, they paid us already. They were like, listen, we're not going to be able to do the room in here. We didn't, sell. They gave away like 50 tickets and nobody came. But they were charging way too much. They were charging like $25 a head for the locals out by the Hamptons. They're the locals, you charge that maybe in the summertime to the tourists, but not the locals. You take care of the locals. The funny thing is, do you know Keith Fitz? Do you know the comedian Keith Fitz? He's a long red-headed guy. He was a musician. He lives out in Long Island. He was doing a show in another bowling alley 4 miles away, the Wildwood.
What's with the bowling alley?
We went and just popped in on him. And he
head polish while he's there. So.
And there was 3 of us, all 3 of us. We did 10 minutes each.
So
So we did 2 shows that night in 2 bowling alleys. I was like, man, we should start like the perfect score 300 bowling tour. Like just do bowling alleys across the
You
mountain.
have people show up for an open mic, and they're not allowed to do time until they get a strike.
Yeah. I even made a joke because no one was bowling wanted to see. They didn't want to see comedy. They were not there for comedy. So when I first came, I'm like, hey, good evening, everybody. And they're just like, they're bowling. They don't care.
People think you could do fucking comedy anyway.
And
You can't.
I had to start winning everybody over. I started walking back and forth, left to right, to the people. They were literally bowling on either side of the stage. The stage was over 3 or 4 lanes. They built this stage over the lanes and had like 8 lanes this way and 8 lanes this way and took the middle
were
4.
bowling?
People were bowling. It was bowling night.
It's like going to Sam's Club.
So I even told them, I'm like, I'm not even a comic. I'm looking for the Asian woman coming out of the bowl thing singing about her son. You ever see that commercial for Old Spice?
No.
Old Spice, look what you've done. You've made a man out of my son. You never seen that commercial? She comes out of the thing that the ball comes up out of.
I haven't used Old Spice since like.
Oh, it's a commercial, dude.
Did you ever do it like a laundromat? I did one show in the laundry. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my God, I did do in
Yes.
New Jersey. Here,
Yes,
yes, I
yes.
did do that. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Chip's killed because someone gave him $1 and he had change. You know the big thing?
Yeah, he does the change thing, but we gave him change for the laundromat.
He's like up there doing his magic because he doesn't
Oh.
talk for like, what is it?
The first 5 or 6
10
minutes.
or whatever. All of a sudden, he leans over and he goes, "Ma'am, it's time to have the fabric softener."
I did that in that laundromat. Yeah, I did it once. What
Nightmare gigs, bro, sometimes.
Yo,
right?
we've done. What about the ice cream parlor? I know you did that one, right?
God, yeah, it was a
And
cigar bar.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you ever
yeah.
do it as a cigar?
Yeah.
Literally,
Border town. It
it's
used
a
to be.
shelf. Remember it was a
Yeah.
shelf? Like
It used to be a bank.
Another stairs I broke. Remember the metal stairs going up?
Yes.
Yeah, they weren't fucking metal. It was like fake plastic that looked like
Aluminum
metal.
foil.
It used to be a bank from like 1900, and they turned it into an ice cream parlor, and now it was
I don't know if you could see this table, but that's how big.
Cigar
how big
place.
That's how big this table.
Border
Town.
Town, right?
Yeah, but then they got rid of that place, and it was in an ice cream parlor down the road.
Yeah, I did both.
Oh my.
I did both. I did the cigar place, and I did the ice cream parlor was the old bank, and they used the vault, the money vault, for all the candy and crap.
The first time I ever did comedy in Atlantic City, it was at a strip club. I don't know why we were here. I really don't know. It was like for a party, right?
Right.
We're in the basement okay, all you hear, now, I don't know if you know how clubs work, but all the subwoofers are in the freaking bottom of the building.
Right.
So there's like 20, they're like the size of a fucking car. There's like 6 of them, okay? And if you got too close, you get nauseous. Do you know what it's like to try to do comedy?
Oh, yeah.
You hear...
Your heart's like...
Nobody can hear anything, and of course, Chips is the only one that killed, because he's silent for the first 10 minutes. Right. Then, when it got quiet, he goes, and now I'm going to show you how to do the tricks. So then he had 20 minutes.
He did the same tricks
Like
all over. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Me,
But-
I almost lost my voice the next day.
But he does it all depressed. First, I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to show you how it's
Some
done.
of the shittiest shows we've ever had. You ever do it like a bar, like down the shore, and it's just like white trash?
And they're not there for you. They don't care.
They don't even shut the Giants or the Jets game is on.
Well,
and you're like, and then what happened was, and the whole club, yes! And you're like, what? Thank you. No, they just blocked the punt.
Over yet.
Well, I put up on Facebook like 2 weeks ago a picture of me on stage with one of the 20 TVs in the place. They turned them off. And they said, wow, you hit the big time. I wrote that as the caption. When they turned the TVs off for you to perform. Like look at me, Mom, because the TV was turned off. It was like, yes, finally they're going to actually turn the TV
It
off.
would actually be cool if you were on all the TVs, like someone did a live feed there, and this way everyone can see you and hear you.
And that was for Applejacks. You did Applejacks.
That one.
That's a great little room, that room. I love that bar.
It is, but they jam 40 pounds of shit into a 10-pound bag.
Yeah, they
Like,
pack
they
everybody
fucking
in
pack
there.
you in.
Yeah.
And I like it because they have a smoke. You could smoke outside.
Right out the doors.
So like,
But everybody that comes there, even though it only holds like 60 people or whatever, 70 people maybe, and then they got the
They're
food
all
in the
there
back.
to laugh, though.
They're all there
That's
for the
the
show,
show.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the last time I was there, I told you, that was...
Kushner, right?
That was, it's John Kirshner.
Yeah, he's good.
The Kirsch. I'm with him this Friday on Staten Island, in fact, at the Full Cup. They put together a last-minute comedy show.
Yeah, he books good shows.
So, that show, the last time I was there, bro, I told you that Irish lady just started, F you, just screaming. I'm like 15 minutes in, having a great time. Everybody's laughing. I just say, F you. So I disregarded the first time. And she, F you dick. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am, who are you talking to? You, go F yourself. She just, and I'm like, well, she just started cursing and yelling. You suck, you're a dick, I hate you. And I'm like, really, like, did I offend you? And I did, because she was Irish, and I was like, oh, you're Irish, you're living up to your reputation, right? Nothing like, oh, I went off. And then a husband gets up, and he goes, don't mind her, it's nothing personal. No, she does this all the time, every time she gets drunk. No, 4 guys got up and carried her ass out the back door. They threw out a woman, like a 55-year-old woman. She was at Applejacks the last time I was there.
Wow.
Bro, she got belligerent. She started yelling and screaming, yelling at everybody all around
Bring out
her.
the best in audiences,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
All around her. But then the husband, it was amazing. He's like, she does this all the time.
Is that
And
a
then
place or is it a dive?
it's in Keensburg. It's a nice little place.
The best place there
It's
is
the
there.
best place in Keensburg. Yeah, it's not the stadium, man.
What's like the worst? Can you remember the worst show you? I know what the worst show I ever did was.
I have a lot of them. I mean, I did a great show that turned out to be a nightmare in Hofstra University. I was up in for law students, but we were. It was me, Joe Anthony, Gino Bisconti, and Kevin Israel. And
I got 2 bad ones.
this one, it was a great. We're here. We are. We're in Hofstra. I'm doing a college. It's like 400 people or whatever, but they're all getting drunk. And we were all, I'm a little edgy. Gino does his act. It's edgy, and by the time Joe Anthony got up there was a table of black people, and they were getting angry. And he was saying something about, like, I can't even afford, because they were all law students. He goes, I couldn't afford to go here. I'd have to come on public assistance. You know what I'm talking about. And they went off. Bro, we were going to fight. I stood up. I thought we were fighting. They ended the show. And he argued back and forth with him. And he said a few other things. And it wasn't even like it was bad. It was actually funny. Everybody else thought it was funny. They got mad. They were drinking. And we got escorted to the car. We literally got like 20 people escorted us so we wouldn't get jumped by all these black people that got mad at the show. And I'm like, man, this is the way college... It was like my first college gig. This is about 7-8 years ago. I was like, is this the way they all are? I have a few other... I did
Monmouth College.
Right.
And I hate to admit this, but...
Which, where, in the student center, or...?
Yeah, in the student center.
Is that Daddy Warbucks' house from
Yes,
Annie?
exactly.
Yeah. For all of you who don't know, Monmouth College is where they filmed the original movie Annie, and they used the main building of Monmouth College for Daddy Warbucks' house.
Like, after that show, I wanted to kill myself. The only reason is, this is the reason why. Had nothing to do with the show. The show was excellent. When it was time for me to perform, I was like, you know how you go by yourself and you start writing and stuff?
Right.
I got stuck in one of the chairs. And I'm all by myself. And it's time for me. And it's time for me to perform. I'm holding my breath. I got so mad.
So, like, did you get up like this? Like, the whole thing was coming with you?
No, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up. Yeah, it was the push-down chair, but it had the one where the desk could come this way. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So did you go up on stage?
Well, I had it like this, and I'm doing notes, and I
Were you farley in the plane with
I lifted it up, and I went like this, and I couldn't get up. But I was alone in the dark, because I was in the dark area. And they're like, Buda is here, and you just hear... Did you ever get so mad at yourself, like you're ready to cry, and you punch yourself? And I'm like, you're such a fat fuck. And I went, boom! And I popped myself free in a chair. I fucking got up, and apparently there was a string that just pulled as I went all the way up to the stage.
What, off your clothes?
Yeah, off my pants or whatever.
So you're naked by the time you got up there?
Halfway as I got up there, I felt something tug me. So I just kind of like walked and like tore it real quick. When I got home, like one pant leg was this shorter than the other. I'm like, son of a bitch. Oh man, I didn't have sugar for like a week after that. I was pissed at myself.
What's your other one? What's your other band?
Oh my, this is the worst. I had to do a fundraiser, and you know how horrible I am with shows. Like, I don't look at what the address is or where anything is until like an hour before I have to leave. Or I know where it is, but I don't, like, if it's in Jersey and I know where it is, like, I never have like a show that's 3 hours away, and I don't give myself enough time. But everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just
so
said put the mic closer, but I can hear you perfectly. So
Who? Him or me?
Michael Alfrey.
No. Oh, Mike's in there now? Hey, what's going on, Mike?
So I went to the show.
We were just talking about you, Mike. That's the guy we were talking about, his son Chris.
Now, how do you know he's in the chat room?
Yeah, I see him in the chat room.
Well, how come I can't?
You have to refresh.
You gotta keep. How do you refresh on this?
Mike, what's the name of your band? Have him put up what the name of his band is. He sings like dirty songs and stuff. He's a real funny guy.
How do you refresh?
And the veteran. Thank you.
Pull it down.
The page, yeah, just hit the page again.
There's no refresh.
He was a special forces guy too, a veteran.
Like the show is going on, but I can't see.
Of the Alfrey family from Old Bridge.
Yeah. His son is Chris. I'm almost positive his son is.
They went to Madison.
Yeah, well he'll put it up there.
Fana. What the hell is that? PHNA. Is that the? Oh, it's Andy Williams. Never mind. Andy Williams is in also.
I don't know. I give up on this fucking thing.
Yeah,
but Mike, if you're out there, we're talking about your band. Put the name of your band up so we can talk about your band. And he's a fan. He's come out to see us a couple of times. That's the guy I said. He's seen Buda. His son did comedy. He's starting to do comedy.
The Mike Alfred band is called.
Oh, all right. Yeah, he's a nice guy, funny guy, and like I said, a special forces Vietnam. A veteran, not Vietnam, but veteran. I think he's old enough for. You're not old enough for Vietnam. No, I think he was in peacetime. He's not old enough for that.
I don't know why. How do you refresh on the iPad?
It should be a little thing on the top there.
I'm useless.
Or hit the top of the page.
That's a reference to me. So, well
listen.
Tell your story.
What happened was, it was a benefit, right? I had no clue what it was. I just had the mind that, okay, I got to be clean. I'm going to do what I got to do. And they're raising money. So I go to this place, and it's in a, it looks like an old folks home, okay? So I go in, and I'm like, hi, my name's Buda. I'm here to do the show. He's like, all right, we're going to start in like a half hour, 40 minutes. Would you like some food? There's food. So I go in this room, okay, and it's empty. And there's food out, and there's like a stage for me to go, a little stage, and I get there, and they have one table set up with 2 chairs, and I'm sitting at this table, and I'm just kind of like writing my material or whatever, and I'm like, man, we're gonna be starting in like 5 minutes, right? So I go to the guy, I find him, I'm like, hey, how long we're gonna start? He's like, dude, like 2 minutes, we'll start. I'm like, how are we gonna start in 2 minutes? Where the fuck is everybody? You know? He goes, oh, they'll be here in like a minute or so. They're all taken care of. They'll be here at the same time. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And I said, and where's all the tables and stuff? They're like, oh, they bring their own chairs. So I'm like, what is this? Some kind of fucking beach fucking thing, right? Dude, all of a sudden, like, have you ever heard like horses running? All of a sudden, I just heard
the rumbling roar of the rascal.
Coming, yeah. 120 guys and women come in wheelchairs into the room, right? They're all crashing in each other. Some of them are electric, right? Some of them
Bumper
have
cars
nurses with IVs and shit. I'm like, what the... I'm like, I gotta read this shit next time. I come to look. It's like a cancer ward, place for people to come that are handicapped and need help, right? So you know how I'm loud and shit, right? I'm like, they were all into it until I barked like a seal, and one of the guy's alarms went off, like, he was, like over here. I don't know if he stopped breathing or what, but everyone just went, and it went ding, ding, and like some fucking woman ran, they were like, clear,
prepare to resuscitate.
Yeah, like how, like you want to talk about...
Oh, you really killed it.
Yeah, I destroyed. You want to talk about, trying to keep composure and continue, because it was just me. I don't know why they hired just me, but I did like an hour, and afterwards, like, they just loved it,
Hey, Rich, awesome. If I send you a picture to your phone, can you get it up on here?
Yeah.
I'm sending you a picture, and then after you get it all up, I will explain what this picture is. All right, it's coming.
Okay.
And once you get it and you're ready to put it up, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so I can't think of I've had some bad shows. We all have bad shows. You have shows that are terrible. You have shows where the situation like that is terrible. But then you have like I did another bad, I can't think of the bad shows like that. The other one I could think of is I've done a few in strip clubs. You were saying in the strip club, but actually on the stripper where the strippers dance. So it's the first time I was up there, I always make the joke when I do it, it's like theater in the round, because you're in the bar, you're behind the bar on the stage where the pole is, and everybody's kind of sitting around you, and the guys don't want to see comedy. They make it a comedy night. All the girls are happy because they get to sit down for a few minutes because they don't have to get, dance. And they're actually enjoying it, but they're the only ones. All the guys are like, F you, bring back the girlies, we want boobs. But the first time I went up there, you got the picture?
Yeah, I'm listening to your story.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So the first time I go up there, the guy's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, baby. So I took my shirt and I folded it over and I tied it up like this, and to give myself a top. And I started spinning around on the pole and dancing. And I went down and I collected money, and the guys were giving me dollars. I was squeezing my boobs together, I was like, yeah, and they were all laughing. I took their money, and then I went back up and spun on the pole. And then I was like, oh my God, I need disinfectant. I really need this. I can't even. I was like, who knows? I must have caught 5 diseases just now touching the pole. And all the girls were laughing. One of the girls ran over. She's like, here. She had the pump bottle. What do you call it? The good looking out, Buddha. No problem. Yeah, she had the what do you call that shit? Purell. Purell. No. Go back to what you're doing. That's right.
Dude, I'm trying to figure something out. I got cousins in here talking to me and stuff.
Oh, there you go. No. Go about yourself. Go about your business. I'll be right here. I'll take care of the show.
I'll talk to you.
Do your thing. But the girl came over with Purell, and she squirted my hands, and they're like, oh, we schemed that too. Because it was just so gross. I spun around the pole, and as soon as I done it, I thought about it. And then the next time I did a show, I brought rubber gloves with me. The next time, and before I went on, I was pretending I was dancing, and I put the gloves on my hands first, rubber, regular, throwaway gloves, and then I spun on the pole. But
I'll put the picture up there, okay?
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're talking about shows, and Buddha was talking about small stages.
Oh, you're a bastard.
We did a show. And there was a little. We did look.
Yo, I fucked that thing up, man.
That was a table.
No, it was a
How
step.
dare you have that fucking thing for me to stand on?
Look, this is the stage.
Step up.
The stage was about 18 inches high, maybe 2 feet high, and this was the step up. Buddha sees it and he goes, I ain't touching that thing. And you stepped right up onto the stage and then made a joke about it. He's told everybody, he goes, I'll kill that step if I use it.
Yeah, why did I use it when I came down and I hit the floor?
So, no, it was better than that. We're in the back, and he does his set, it's all over, and just force a habit. He's walking down off the stage, and he steps down on that fucking thing, and it just went, boom, it broke, and he rolled back on his ass, on his back, on the stage.
That thing cracked faster than a swimsuit model.
One foot... 1 foot, he just can't, because you forgot, you made a big joke about it in the beginning, saying you weren't going to touch it, walked around it. Thank you, everybody, good night. Coming down off the stage, he just stepped on it, and it broke. And it was a piece of shit. You can see it's that Formica shit and everything. Yeah. But he stepped on it and rolled back, hit his ass on the floor, rolled all the way back, his back and his head on the floor, crying. The next comic goes up there. I ran up and stopped the show. I was like, I'm sorry to bother you, but I need to get a picture of this. So we had to put it up. Because that was what a great night. Yeah, but we laughed about it.
Next up, my mom's vagina with my head coming out.
That poor woman.
Oh. My mom is, yeah.
His poor mom hasn't been able to hold solid food since she passed this kid.
Dude, my head is so big, I'm surprised food doesn't fall out of her when she goes too quickly.
She does. It does. Poor lady.
You walk by and say something and there's an echo all the time.
Buda was born, his poor sister fell out after.
It took my parents 15 years to have me. 2 years later, my mother didn't even know she was pregnant. She thought she still had baby fat from me.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, my God. Awesome.
Imagine you were in a kangaroo family. You had to live, what kind of pouch?
You know female kangaroos, this is true, have 4 vaginas.
Yeah, I heard that, but I thought at least 2.
4. Like, could you imagine if you can't get laid as a kangaroo, you're a piece of garbage.
Snakes...
Do they all line up at the same, like, you know how women, if they all have they live together, their period is...
Right, the menstrual cycle.
Could you imagine, you got chocolates, flowers, right? She's laying out all fat with 4 strings hanging out of her. You're like, oh, well.
The male kangaroos are going like when you get those 12 rolls of Bounty out there, they have a big tampon box back here.
You know how angry, you know what kind of anger would be in that house on one woman? It's like multiplied by 4. Do you know, like snakes have 2 penises?
Really?
Yeah, it's called a hemipede. It's a split penis like this because they have nothing to hold on to, so they have to wrap their body around the other snake. So no matter what side they're on, left or right,
I'm always learning shit.
They're in there.
It's crazy.
Hey, Jared, guess what? Pigs have 2 penises.
They say mommies have vaginas, dads have penises. Well, daddies have penises. Mommies have vaginas. No, a snake has 2.
Kangaroo could date 2 snakes and
right,
happy.
2 snakes, 1 kangaroo, and 4 with 4 we make egg roll.
That's a math problem.
Yeah, it sounds like a math problem. Sounds like somebody's problem. So, welcome. We got how many people? What's going on in there?
Michael wanted to know if there's a website where up-and-coming guys to let them know about stage time. Like for open mics and stuff.
Yeah, there used to be gigglechick.com. I don't know if she still does it, but it was one word, gigglechick.com.
Doesn't Rascals also do open mic then?
Yeah, but that's...
Rascals is done.
Is it?
Yeah, Rascals closed about 5-6 years ago, but yeah. Well, the Stress Factory does. They used to do the Stress Factory in New Brunswick does Wednesday.
Hey, Michael, the best way is just post it on me and Craig's page. We have enough comics that can spread the word. If you got
he's looking for stage.
Oh, you want stage
right?
time?
Is that what he's asking?
I don't know, Mike. Do you want stage time, or are you looking for?
Well, he was doing a really cool thing last week. He was at the stadium in Keensburg. And he was,
with his like in between sets when I.
Well, that's what he said. That's what he was doing. He's a musician, and he sings like dirty songs. And what he was really cool this last Saturday, he posted it on my page, and he can post it every time he has a gig. He wants to fill in. They'll do 3 or 4 hours worth of time, but they'll take like whatever every hour, or whatever. They'll take a 15-minute break or every 45 minutes. Yeah. He wants to fill in the blanks with comics, but he's looking for comics. That he doesn't
looking for comedians?
Yeah, but he's looking for comics that he doesn't necessarily have to pay.
You're poking for time. I don't even know why I bother typing.
Are you poking?
Are you poking for time?
Are you looking?
Fuck me in the eye for stage time. This is stupid iPad.
Yeah, well, that's why I said don't type
iPad
back.
Belongs in a hippo's fucking crotch.
Read the things and verbally. That's why I said you read what the people are asking or saying, and then you verbally communicate this way.
All right.
This way. But yeah, Mike, what Mike was looking for, if any comics are listening, he's looking for comics to fill in. If any newer comics, younger comics, anybody looking for stage time. You want to go do 10 or 15 minutes?
Yeah, Michael, just post it on our page.
Yeah.
We have plenty of rookies.
Can I heckle his show? That's good.
We're
Can you what his show?
Can I heckle his music show?
If you want, he's a badass dude. I wouldn't want to friggin' heckle him.
Have I met him?
Yeah, you met him at the Fire and Ice gig that we did up with Bridgestone up in...
I don't remember any badass guys at that show.
Well, he's not he doesn't look like a badass dude.
Mike, was he kind of bold? Firefighter?
Yeah, his son was the firefighter.
Oh, I could take him.
His son was the firefighter doing comedy. This is the father, who's a musician.
Oh, I didn't see
and he's a special forces guy. Yeah, he talked to us. He had glasses, bald,
yeah, well, just,
big guy.
Mike, just
wears
post
a baseball
it on
hat.
our pages, bro. There's a couple groups. There's a couple groups you could join, like New Jersey comedians on Facebook.
Oh, like the New Jersey, is that the New Jersey Funny Pages thing?
Yeah, well, that's another one.
Yeah, you post on there, that's
pretty good too.
The girl who runs that will get the word out and get your comics, herself included, maybe if she's not doing anything to get stage time,
You
right?
can even make, bro. I would even make a group called "Looking for Rookies." You know, rookie comedians.
Right.
And just blast it, and we'll share it, and people will get up on there real quick.
Maybe not rookies. Looking for whatever. Yeah. Look at.
Knock jokes there.
You can do whatever you want. You're in a bar with people drinking. You want to do knock jokes? That's your own. You know, you got to be careful. You know, you got to know what they're gonna. You know what they're looking for, and if they start booing you, you better be able to pull something out of your ass. So, what did you think about The Walking Dead this weekend?
Oh, it was sick. It was sick.
It
I
was.
didn't watch Talking Dead yet, but
Did I watch The Talking Dead? Yes, I did, and you know, both girls are on it.
I saw the beginning. Her shitty hair it was horrible.
What, the black chick's
Yeah,
hair?
like you're making that kind of money.
Why? I thought she looked good.
It looked horrible. She was like
It was straight.
It was fake ass shit.
Well, it's a weave, I'm sure. She's a black girl with.
I know, but black women, if you're out there, don't go more than shoulder length.
That's not true. She looked good.
Nah.
Some black women look very good.
The whole time she's
Don't go
totally on
blonde.
her feet.
Black chicks with blonde hair fucks me up.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj, I can't stand what she does.
Yeah, well, that little bitch could just do anything. I don't give a
Yeah,
crap.
she can do whatever-
She can do whatever she wants,
Are you
man.
kidding me?
She's hot. She's so dirty hot. Like, she's like dirty,
I used
skanky
to watch
hot.
Idol with my wife, and I hated it. Every time, oh, just couldn't send the voice.
Look,
Who cares?
he's blaming his poor wife for him watching Idol. Honey, are you coming in? Idol's starting.
With my wife, hey.
Yeah, she's like, go ahead, Rich. Just watch it. I told you to watch it without me.
Walking Dead was
Well, we got
awesome.
rid of the toilet bowls in our bathroom, so now I don't see her as much anymore.
Right with you. You can say things, right?
One was a bidet, you knucklehead. One was a bidet.
What Walking Dead was sick.
Yeah, I mean,
they took Beth. That was awesome.
now what do you think that was? Now, with that, for all you don't know, when
Now,
Beth...
who was that guy that what's his name ran into? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
He looks familiar.
The gang member
Yeah, the head
guys?
gang guy that he
Oh,
punched.
that guy was in, like, he used to be on China Beach back in the day.
He's related to somebody famous.
He is famous. Like, the guy himself has been in...
It looks like Julia Roberts' brother, but it's not.
No, it's not Eric Roberts. No, but you've seen that guy. He's like 55 years old now. He's been in, like I said, the thing off the top of my head when we first seen him, that's the same gang that when Rick was in the house, where he made the zombie bomb.
Think it is.
No, it is him. That's because that was
Awesome.
that was the guy outside, you know, smoking a cigarette or whatever when Rick was hiding, trying to get away, and then, you know, when he killed the guy upstairs and left the door open in the house.
Yeah, but there was a black guy that killed. Oh no, they killed the one black guy that was in the crew.
Well, you don't know who got killed from the zombie bomb.
No, that one guy they choked and he hit the floor.
Yeah, he
The
only
black
put
dude.
him out. He put him in a sleeper hold. That guy wasn't killed. He slept him out. He didn't kill him. He was out sleeping.
Nah, he was dead.
No, he knocked him out.
He wasn't there when the gang showed up.
But remember the zombie? Rick killed the guy in the bathroom and left the door open. Remember all of a sudden they started screaming and there was gunshot? We might find out he was bit. The guy was probably
I had
bit.
a good point. I don't remember what it was.
Well, you were saying about who that guy was, and then you were saying the show was awesome.
Yeah.
But about the Beth getting picked up by the car, like that whole scene when they were in the with the dog, the one-eyed dog, and he's like, this dog. I knew it. I was like, you're gonna really open the door thinking it's the dog, and it was all those zombies waiting at the door.
Those people put those zombies.
That's what I was gonna say. It was like a zombie
Because
bomb.
there's no way. Yeah, there's no way.
How do you get like
Why-
10 zombies
for
at the
what
front
reason?
door?
From her singing? I don't think so.
No, I think it was probably the people who were staying in that house were coming back, seemed
Once
like
again-
light on.
Once again, zombie apocalypse. Let's fucking trust people, and this is what fucking happens. That's what you get.
Right.
Fuck that. I would have taken all their soda and pigs. I don't even like pig's feet.
Pig's feet.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but
taking
you
it.
would if you were
Yeah,
a
well.
year and a half into not eating anything.
I'd eat
You'd be like,
pig's feet.
yeah. They call me Stubby. I'd like,
After a week in.
I'd be running around like Herschel.
Your shit probably grows back like a fucking snow crab.
That'd be cool if
Yeah,
it
it
did.
would. Wait, what if I scalp you? Maybe it'll grow back.
Maybe.
That was horrible.
Yeah. Let's move on. But I was going to look up that guy's name. But yeah, he was in a lot of other things. But yeah, Walking Dead was awesome this week. There's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Well, it's 8 and 8, man. They only do 16 episode seasons.
So annoying.
And there's 3 left. Let's hope we haven't seen Rick and Carl in 3 weeks. You know, I mean, we're going to see, and Michonne, right? We haven't seen all of them in like 3 weeks now because they keep doing individual
I think it's
episodes.
funny that when I start watching what I'm eating again, there's always a food reference: pudding, the cheese, pig's feet.
See,
It's ridiculous.
and all that cola.
I don't like that.
That's that cheap Aussie cola
Yeah,
like that you get from like ShopRite,
ShopRite cola.
and it always tastes like gum, like nasty, like chewed gum and shit.
It
It never.
reminds me of this, the soda stream they have now. That stuff that you make the
You make it yourself?
Yeah, you make it yourself.
Oh yeah, I never had it.
I bought it, great, but the liquid stuff they give you to add to it is the most horrid stuff ever. I'm better off drinking the bad stuff, dying a couple years earlier than that stuff killing me.
I don't drink soda really. The only time I drink, so not like I never ever drink it, but it's not in the house. So I drink it at parties, and I drink it with like rum, like rum and Coke, stuff like that, rum and Dr Pepper. But otherwise, I don't really drink soda just for soda. I'm a big water guy and coffee. This is my poison right here. I drink coffee like that.
He's not allowed ever around me to have more than a medium, because I will punch him in the vagina.
I'd be doing the show live.
Well, this is empty, man.
You can't have anything.
From a bathroom
This
right
fucking
now.
guy doesn't shut the hell up.
But now I have market pantry water.
Oh, wait, I can shut people up right now. What's this button for?
Yeah, so anyway, 3 episodes left. It's going to be crazy. Who knows? I want to see them all get back together. I don't like when you don't see some of the main characters for so many weeks.
I know.
I
want Lizzie to kill the baby.
Well, did you see the coming attractions?
Yeah, with the little girl's like in a minefield. What is that? She's
No,
like in a barbed wire.
No, she's dancing. Oh, so you didn't watch The Talking Dead?
Not yet.
They showed a clip in The Talking Dead. Yeah. Oh, and then on AMC, The Talking Dead is after The Walking Dead. They talk about it for an hour, which is awesome. It's amazing.
Should I hit him with this?
And then on if you go to AMC, if you go to AMC,
I'm asking the questions that people are asking.
No, I hear you. If you go to AMC, the AMC after The Talking Dead after The Walking Dead is The Talking Dead, and they usually have.
I'm getting texts also from my friends stuff.
You get people that are on there from the show, and they talk about The Talking Dead. It's not always great, but it's Chris Hardwick, the guy who runs the show, is funny. I think he's a pretty funny guy. But they showed the coming attractions, bro, where it looks like her. It's a faraway shot from like through a house window of like the little girl running around playing, and like what's chasing her? A zombie. But she's playing, giggling, running behind the tree, and the zombie's trying to get her, and she's running back out like she's playing tag.
Wait, which one? The little blonde?
It was from afar. I think it was Lizzie. And they show another scene, and again, they cut it up and it's flashes. They show the little girl falling, screaming, Carol! And like a zombie grabbing her leg, and you see her walking away almost like crying. I don't know if those are 2 separate scenes, and they just mash them together to screw your head up, or is the kid get bit and she just walks away and leaves the kid to die? Because Carol has changed in her head too, she's... These questions and more will be answered next Sunday night. Bro, I have a show in 2 Sundays on a Sunday night in 2 weeks.
So what?
On the 30th. Well, that's what I put it up on my page. I was like, come out to the show and just DVR The Walking Dead like me, like. So.
Dead on.
So what else you got? What else do you want to? Anything else on the?
Talk about that missing plane, man. Right?
Sure.
Missing plane. Don't put the picture up yet, but what? So 249 people are missing on this airplane from Malaysia.
239 or 249?
It was going from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing.
To Beijing, China, yeah.
I mean, first of all, they're telling us that 2 of the passports were stolen. Like, what kind of security?
5 people didn't board either.
That's ridiculous.
There was 3 Americans on there, 2 Iranians,
and a partridge in a pear.
And one of the Iranian guys, the 19-year-old kid, had a passport that wasn't his own. And I don't know if the other Iranian guy had the other illegal passport, but if he did...
Don't they have radar and tracking for this kind of thing? Like
they do, and you look at those the conspiracy theorists already. They're already starting to talk already.
You think it's an alien ship stole the entire... Like, are those the people you need? Really? Like, why would you take it out of a plane? Yeah.
Oh, and then I did get before, the guy we were talking about is Jeff Kober. Isn't that actor? And he was in The Hills Have Eyes, Part 2.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. Thank you, wife with 2 kids, or wife with kids, or whatever. Thank you, baby.
So,
my wife with 2 kids.
There's a whole shitload of people missing. 239 people. So if you see any of them, they're from China, and they all kind of look like that.
There you go. Buda only wanted to put up 2 pictures, 1 man, 1 woman, because they all look alike.
Yeah, hopefully you can find them, and we have exclusive audio.
You could have left that up there.
We have exclusive audio, don't we, Richie? We're the first ones.
Yeah, leave this up and then play the audio.
We're the only
This is the flight. This is the black box audio, right?
Yeah.
LA departure frequency 123.9er.
Roger. Hi. Request vector. Over. What?
Flight 209er clear for vector 324.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Tower radio clearance over. That's Clarence over. Over. Roger.
Huh?
That is the last thing that the plane.
Yeah, that's the last thing.
That was the last communications they had with the plane before it disappeared.
And then you hear, appetizer ready 15 minutes. Everything's 15 minutes.
15. Sometimes even 10 minutes. That's funny. Can we listen to that again?
Hey, sometimes I come up with funny shit,
You
right,
did.
bro?
That was funny, bro.
Sometimes. It takes me a lot of work to find,
That clip and these
two? Just two people. It's very hard to find two Chinese people. Just two.
Just two.
No, I typed in Chinese people, and it was like,
Millions.
a plethora.
Yeah.
There's goddamn gringos falling from the skies.
So I don't want to offend anybody. Are Chinese people Malaysian, or we're just saying they're Chinese?
I don't know.
I don't know. I like,
We're offending people and we don't care.
I called a Puerto Rican a Mexican once, and I never got the end of it back. So
Well,
I don't know what's going on.
First of all, you can't call them
That's why
Oriental anymore. We're not allowed to call that's a rug, so they say
What?
Oriental. It's
Oriental.
Asian. They're all Asian people.
Well, what are the other dudes flying on a carpet? What is that?
Those
Is it
are-
an Isn't that an Oriental rug?
No, that's a Persian rug.
Oh.
And now Persia doesn't exist anymore. It's Iran. So, nothing we talk
So what
about.
do we call them?
Persia doesn't.
Chinese?
Asian. Asian would be
It's like the whole continent?
Dude,
It's
don't-
everybody-
Don't start with the Dutch. Forget it. The Netherlands.
Everybody with a slanted eye. Everyone that owns, because over here they all own Chinese restaurants. They could be Korean, they could be Japanese. They don't care. That's it. 15-minute, 10-minute.
The Koreans own, the New York City, the Koreans own the shops. And
Right.
other
What was
people
that
own-
audio again?
Koreans own the shops, and black people fall in the shops and try to sue them.
Flight 209er, you are cleared for takeoff.
Roger. Huh?
LA departure frequency 123.9er.
Roger. Huh? Request vector. Over. What?
Flight 209er, cleared for vector 324.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Tower radio clearance, over.
That's Clarence, over.
Over. Roger. Roger, over. Roger.
What can you make out of this? I can make a scarf. I can make this.
Tell me everything from the beginning. Well, first there was big giant dinosaurs.
The whole time, I have to say.
Yeah, it's up there.
That is from Airplane. For those of you who don't know, that's the original Airplane. Which, one of the greatest movies. Airplane was like. Did you ever see before that? I'm sure you have because you're like an idiot like me. Did you ever see Kentucky Fried Movie?
Oh, yes.
I know you. That's what I said. I knew you did.
I'm like a movie connoisseur, but I haven't seen shit, apparently.
Well, there's certain movies you haven't seen that we
That's
can't
old
believe.
school.
Kentucky
That's
Fried
old
Movie.
80s, right?
It's 70. It's before this. 77, 78.
Yeah, so even then.
What they started from, they were a theater group. They were a improv group. It was called Kentucky Fried Theater, and then Kentucky Fried Theater went to Kentucky Fried Movie, and then all those guys. It was the Zemeckis brothers, and it was Robert Zemeckis and the Zucker brothers, and they went on from Kentucky Fried Theater to Airplane and the Naked Gun movies, and
The Naked Guns, I've seen all those.
and
Airplane
so on
War.
and so forth, and then they split up and did like Me, Myself, and Irene, and all that. But they did that whole series of wacky, crazy movies.
Three Stooges.
But you have to see.
They did.
The original?
No, does just Zucker did him, right? Or
The brothers did them.
oh, they did do him.
Yeah.
Did do it. But you have to see. We have to sit down one night. I own it. I bought it. I got it for like $4.99. I seen it. I was like, I have to for $5. I have to buy this movie.
Remember
What's
the
that
Gong
other
Show
one?
movie?
The Groove Tube.
No, the Gong Show movie. It was actually called, it was Chuck
Oh,
Berry.
it was based on his life where he was a
Chuck
CIA guy.
Well, no, it was Chuck Berry. No, it was the Gong Show, but it was like behind the scenes of the Gong Show, but it's like VH1, like remember the VH1?
Oh yeah,
It's
yes.
that kind of comedy where it's just
Right.
off the wall.
Well, because they made that other movie where they were saying like Chuck Barris
Yeah.
was like worked with the CIA and everything. That was a little crazy, and that's who killed him. You know, the CIA Black Ops killed him and stuff. But but a movie to see. Obviously, The Airplane is funny. It's a funny movie. But Kentucky Fried Movie, it's so old, outdated now. Like you see it now, like kids may not even laugh. I don't know if they'll laugh. But man, when we were kids, that was the funniest.
What's Cockpit? Is that a movie too?
Cockpit is a movie, I think. Yeah.
Somebody asked if we saw Cockpit.
Yeah. No, I no, but it's a movie, but I never seen it. But
See the cockpit, it says.
Yeah, that's
movie,
that's Kim Kardashian's nickname.
oh yeah, oh no, that's the line from the movie.
line from the
Have you
movie.
ever seen a cockpit?
Oh,
That's a line
I was
from the
gonna
movie,
say that.
from Airplane. Sorry, we're getting
Tell
low.
people in
That's
the
Kim
comments,
Kardashian.
so if you're watching, please leave us a comment. Let us know you're here. So, or I just tell them that because I keep on writing it down.
Cockpit.
Cock. Have you ever seen
You
the
guys both
cockpit?
stepped on my shit. I was trying to say that's Kanye West's nickname for Kim Kardashian. That's why they named the daughter Northwest. All right, anyway. That's what it's like working with two megalomaniacs. What can I tell you?
Oh yeah. Well, you were the one that didn't get the cockpit reference.
I know. I got it now. Did you ever see Gladiator films? That's also a line. I know.
Did you ever see a grown man naked?
I worked on some. What's that? I worked on some other thing. You wanted to talk about the Obama thing real quick?
Oh yeah. I mean, again, before I talk about it, before you, because that's amazing. For those of you who don't know, Obama was at.
He was at a rally for black women, and he can talk for 4 hours and not screw up. All of a sudden, he referenced a Aretha Franklin song, and he couldn't spell respect, which is spelled in the song, which is pretty damn funny.
What? See, the guy can talk for 4 hours if it's scripted.
Right.
He can't talk off the cuff.
Yeah,
he cannot ad-lib for his life. And as soon as he tries, he does something like this.
Yeah, he tries to be funny. You're not going to see video.
No, well, it's audio. I know, I pointed. All right, so you're going to look at these.
Eventually, artists like Aretha and Patti began mixing gospel with R&B and rock and pop. Instead of singing about love and pain, forgiveness and acceptance to a church audience, they sang about them to the world. And the world had never heard anything like it. When Aretha first told us what RSPECT meant to her,
RSPCT,
she had no idea it would become a rallying cry for
Illiteracy.
Baby, you got it. One thing me, I know you got it. 'Cause all the message is more than respect.
Motherfucker!
When come on, R-E-S-D-C-T. Trying to watch me to me.
RSPECT.
R-E-C-T-T-T-T.
RSPECT. RSPECT. RSPECT.
Baby, you got it. One thing me, I know you got it. 'Cause all the message is more than respect, motherfucker. When you're R-E-S-D-C-T, trying to watch me to me.
RSPECT.
R-E-C-T-T-T-T.
You know how to spell it.
RSPECT. 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 Meant to her.
That's great. Yo,
It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got.
nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Another thing Buda put together. Good
2
job,
hours.
brother.
2 hours. That was Eddie Murphy Raw, by the way.
I was going to say, do
I
you have...
timed it to the music.
Do we have the video of that? Of him doing that? The Eddie Murphy one from Raw. Holy crap, that's so funny though. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, like, Buda spent some time.
I downloaded the
Eddie Murphy Raw.
The karaoke version, because you could actually hear Aretha Franklin really low.
Yeah. Right.
But God didn't even long.
Right. No, it's funny, man.
I tried.
T. You know how to spell it, motherfucker.
R-E-S-T-T-T-T. Oh, you fucked that up.
That was
Abomination.
Yeah, it's not the first or the last thing he'll mess up, but...
Oh, my God.
You know what?
I heard they pulled the Chia Pet version of him off the shelf. I don't know if you heard that.
No.
Yeah. The Chia, they have like Chia Pet or Chia Head because it like grew eggplants, so they deemed it.
No.
I didn't write that.
Right.
No, I did write it,
but not no more.
For my black friends, I apologize.
I think this is it.
That'd be funny if just the Chia Head, an Obama Chia Head, because they grow a big afro. They do have the Obama one? Because they have all the Duck Dynasty guys that grows out like a beard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Should I try it or no?
What, the Eddie Murphy Raw? Sure.
It doesn't show that many of them, so I mean.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of like 36 seconds left. There's not on the screen though.
Yeah, we got nothing over here.
I know.
He's working on it, folks.
I'm making sure it's the right one because I don't want it to be,
He didn't look up. It's not going to be anything naked. Eddie Murphy's tough to find on YouTube. A lot of his stuff is not up on YouTube. A lot of his videos.
A lot of his recent funny stuff is hard to find as well.
No.
It just isn't, but...
I was going to say there isn't anything recently funny. But back in the day, he's one of my favorite comics. We could talk about that, too, who our favorite comics are, because it's something I could talk about for hours.
Ready?
Uncle Gus.
Baby, you got it.
Put sound on it?
Yeah.
I know you got it. Cause solo Mexican. It's for the respect, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Hold on a minute.
He does the dance.
Yeah.
Ooh, kiss me. Sweeter than honey. R-E-S-D-C-T. Find out what's mean to me. R-E-C-T-T-T-P. Motherfucker, you know it's better.
Eddie Murphy, man.
Oh, my God. Genius. Look at this Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy! The Brothers
Eddie
Darkness.
Murphy, man, like Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, The Golden Child.
Oh, the Golden Child is one of the biggest underrated movies he ever made. You know why? Because it was
I saw
the Golden.
I made a reference the other day of the Golden Child. I can't remember. What
I want the knife. I want the knife.
I don't remember what.
Please.
It was. I was like, watching a show and they had whatever it was.
Monty Hall.
There was 3.
There's a floor.
Oh, the Poles.
No, there were 3 like monks
standing
around somewhere. So I said, "Oh, you need one more of those people, then you can put the Golden Child in the middle, and then you got your show." You know, we were out somewhere with 3 monks.
You might as well keep that $100 because you probably wiped a booger on it somewhere.
He's holding a jacket. Anybody see a naked Chinaman run around with
$100? Because he grabbed the guy. The guy took off naked. Oh my God!
You're just gonna wipe that on your shirt right there. That shit's gonna freeze up and cut you later.
You know what? Keep the $100. Who knows what you wipe?
There's a floor.
Yeah, you probably got a booger on it.
My favorite part is when the devil cuts it on him, and he's like, he's not looking, and he goes, "Man, you got some bacitration or something? You get an infection."
For any of you who never seen, because a lot of people never seen.
The devil's name? The name?
Oh, Numsi! My dear brother Numsi! My dear brother Numsi! But, for those of you who have never seen that movie, that is one of the... Because first he did 48 Hours, and then he did...
Beverly Hills Cop.
Trading Places,
right.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Wasn't Trading Places before 48 Hours?
No, I think 48 Hours was his breakaway movie. It was his first movie. And then Trading Places right after that. And then Beverly Hills Cop, and then 2, and 3. And there was another movie or 2 in there. But then he did... Then he did this movie, The Golden Child, which wasn't really a comedy. It was supernatural, which is really cool, this whole Satan thing and the Golden Child. But there was a lot of comedic undertones, but it was supernatural and it was serious. It was his first kind of serious movie. So it didn't do well because people wanted to see Eddie Murphy in a comedy. You go back and you watch that movie now, it is a lot. There is a lot of funny things in that movie, but it's a really
the old Asian guy,
cool.
He's in a lot of shit.
Yeah, he's in a lot.
He's in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, he's in all those movies. Yeah.
You know, he's got the one.
Yeah, the one eye. Hey, what you doing? Yeah, he always got the big mustache and shit. Yeah, he's in Tremors. I mean, he was in a lot of movies.
What was it?
Tremors.
What?
The one with the big Tremors. That's what I said. Tremors.
He was also, I think, in Revenge of the Nerds.
Tremors.
Remember what Booger was doing?
Yes, he was the guru. He was the guru of the Hakalugi. He's the one who taught him how to spit the proper loogie. Yeah, he was in. You can keep going on if you IMDb him. Like Victor Wong or something like that. His name is. He's. In fact, that might be his name, Victor Wong. Or was that his name in Tremors? But he was in like so many movies, especially back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. But, The Golden Child is a movie to see, man. There's a floor, Monty. There's a floor.
Hey, man, there ain't no damn floor.
He drops the coin. He's waiting to hear it, like it. Hey, there ain't no floor in here.
My favorite part is when he's on the airplane, right?
Singing?
Well, no. Yeah, that too. But this lady fucking holds up, like, octopus guts.
Well, that's what they're serving.
And she goes like this, and I quote, and he goes, "Oh, no, thank you." And then she picks up like some other part, like it was totally different, and she goes, He goes, "Oh, no."
Well, that's like he was flying to like Malaysia.
Like,
the same, the same place where his plane just disappeared.
He did that in
Actually, he was flying to Tibet. He was flying to Tibet, which is Pakistan.
Trading Places. Trading Places?
No, but he did it in 48 Hours. Roxanne was in.
Trading Places. He was the.
Yeah, that's it. Beef jerky time. Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop.
We are moving. Merry New Year.
Beverly Hills Cop was my ultimate favorite, though.
The first one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Axel
The
Foley.
second one, too.
The second one's really good. You know what? The first two are great, but...
Remember, he's like, this is a nice car.
Yeah.
This shit is cleaner than my apartment.
Yo, he's one of the reasons why I'm a comic.
Yeah,
he is my. If I took a list and wrote a list of my 5 favorite comics, which I happen to have written.
Really?
Yeah, look right here, my 5 favorite comics. Yeah, Carrot Top. Yeah, oh, he's my favorite. You know what? He's a pretty talented guy. Everybody bitches about Carrot Top, but he puts little jokes together for every little thing. It's pretty witty, man. He's not stealing. He's not hacking nobody's shit.
What's your top? Yeah, right.
My top. The reasons.
Larry the Cable Guy.
The reasons why I am a comedian from when I was a little kid, and my list, my order, my top 5 order is not the order of how much I love them. It's how old I was, like when they were introduced to me, first through fifth. But that they were introduced to me. But they all have equal reasons of why.
I'm gonna write my list. And
all right, go ahead. My first and foremost is Robin Williams.
Okay.
When I was 9 years old, I wanted to be Mork from Mork, man, and I used to walk around. Shaz's about to fly, be free, you know. No. I did all that. I did all of that, you know. I had 2 aunts and uncles who called me Mork when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, because they used to make me do it. I would stand on my head in the corner and stuff. I'd call Orson, come in, Orson.
Yeah. Are you talking about stand-up comics or just funny people?
Well, the 5 people of why I'm a comic. Robin Williams is the first one for me, and then of course he was a crazy comic and very hyper, and I'm a hyper guy. My next one was Howie Mandel. Old school Howie, bro, was absolutely insane. Did you ever see Old school Howie? I mean, back in the day when he could put the glove on his head and blow it up.
My favorite thing he would do was, if someone got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of a show,
he would move people.
Yes.
I think he still does that.
And they come back and people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he'd be like, okay, all you move. He moved whole rows of people and moved other people back. Yeah, and he would mess with them, which is a genius. Bro, there's one of his early specials where he drops the microphone. He goes to put the microphone back in the thing, and it falls on the floor. And instead of him picking it up, he immediately throws himself on the floor, and he's laying on the floor talking into the microphone on the floor. It's like, I cried the first time I seen that. That was on the 6th annual Young Comedians, whatever, back in the early 80s. But Howie Mandel, it's Robin Williams, Howie Mandel. Eddie Murphy is my third. As a kid, man, I knew I could still do Delirious pretty much verbatim. Most of it, 95% of it. I might mix a word up here or there, but I used to do all that for my kid. My friends, when I was a kid, I just acted out the whole friggin' thing. Then Sam Kinison, like superhero. I love Kinison, man. He was amazing. And finally, Bob Nelson. Now, a lot of people don't know Bob Nelson. You know who Nelson is. Yeah, my helmet and them shoulder pads. He was more of a character comic. All these other guys are loud, yelling, screaming, high energy.
You know he's born again, right?
No, I know he is.
He doesn't do some of his jokes he used to do.
No, he does, but he doesn't do them with curses.
No, he doesn't do the gay guy as a football player.
Right, no, I know. Bruce Kosciuszki.
Right.
San Francisco University, tight end. Oh, stop. Next year I hope to be a wide receiver.
Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore. Which, okay.
But he doesn't curse anymore. He has his own show.
He does that with a balloon.
Oh, with the bowling, right? Yeah.
He was in one movie about doctors.
No, yeah, he was in. He was the idiot, the duck.
Something doctors.
No, something ducks. Well, he was the duck.
Not Howard the Duck.
No. But he wore the little helmet thing with the glasses,
Yes. Oh,
yeah. Where he's
something doctors. At the beginning of the movie, he jumps out the window and grabs a rose.
Right. When you find it, don't even say the name of it yet, because I'm thinking.
Can I give you my 5 while you're thinking?
What'd you say?
I'll give you mine.
Yeah, please. These are
the people that I wanted to be.
Inspired you to be a comic.
Yes.
Right.
Now you got to understand. How old are you?
I'm 44.
All right, so it's not that 5 years isn't that much, but it is. The first person Jackie Gleason, I wanted to be, bro.
All right.
Jackie, because watching The Honeymooners.
Sure.
And then Smoking the Bandit, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be this guy.
Sheriff Beef.
And then, believe it or not, the first time I was actually exposed to my other one was in The Toy. Was the first time I saw Richard Pryor.
Oh, okay.
Because I was too young. So you got Gleason, Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin. Forget about it. Anything he's ever said, every book I've seen, everything. And the other one, growing up, is also even at the same time with Gleason is Costello, man. Oh my God!
They all,
watching them.
Well, see, like those are your inspirations.
Sam Kinison, I love, but I didn't see him. I wasn't allowed to see him. I couldn't watch that stuff.
Right.
And I grew up around CDs and stuff. I couldn't. The CDs were like $17.
See, I grew up around vinyl records.
Yeah,
my cousin Maddie, my cousin.
Doctors in it?
No.
Yes.
Is it?
What do I win? In the next segment, Craig will be under the table.
The second name is only one other word, starts with a B.
I know what it is.
Yeah, and I knew it. I'm just blanking.
Brain Doctors.
Oh yes, it is a Brain Doctors, right? I knew it. I blanked.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's right.
Okay. Like I couldn't see Kinison until. Actually, I didn't see Kinison until like I saw Dice already.
I seen Kinison live.
See, I saw Dice first.
I seen Kinison live in Nassau Coliseum. A whole group of us went, and there's about 13,000 people there. As soon as I came home from the Navy, I came home. I wasn't home, I don't think, 2 months, and everybody knew like I was a big fan. They got tickets to take because I was home from the Navy, and they wanted to take me out, and you know, I wanted to be a comic. Like you said, you didn't want to always be a comic, right? I wanted to be a comic since I'm like 9 years old. Like, stand-up comedy has always been my dream. It's so funny. I have books at home. I got to go through my dad's closet, my dad's garage. I have old school books where I used to draw. Like, you know when you doodle? I would doodle pictures of a stage, brick stage, with a mic stand. And that's it, and lights shining down, because I wanted to be a comic. I was making up my own stage.
Still wants to be a comic.
And I always had the thing.
Drawing's gotten better over the years, though.
I used to write CCC, and it would be like Craig's Comedy Club, the 3 C's, and I was always like Craig's Comedy Club, Craigers Comedy Club, things like that. And I just tweeted something yesterday. I've been saying it like last week. When I was a kid growing up, I always wanted I wanted to be a comic, and I wanted my 3 C's to be Craigers Comedy Club. Now that I'm an adult and I'm married all these years, my 3 C's are like cooking, cleaning, and cabbie. Like that, it's just totally different, because that's all I friggin' seem to ever do is cook, clean, and drive everybody all over the place.
I want to know how we rehearse and work on new material.
How we do?
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Yeah, no, not really, but
Joking.
like me now, and Buda probably too, we just bring it to the stage. When you're younger, as a comic, not age, you have to go to open mics, you have to work it out, and you got to get a set. Once you have a set, I just throw a few minutes, I throw a few lines in. Yeah, and what a set they are. Look at those things, they're actually pointing in different directions now.
What I can do is I could move and make one go one way and one make the other. That's fucking talent.
It's pretty cool. What, is that when you hit a bump in the car when you're driving?
Deep potholes. As soon as I go over Staten Island, it's jug heaven.
Nice.
You asked me why I had a black eye the other day.
I had an erection. I was in the car with him. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, he did his 5. His 5 weren't all comics to that sense. They were.
See, like I said, I saw Dice before I saw Sam Kinison.
But Lou Costello was back in the day a comic, and they were vaudeville guys. Jackie Gleason was a comic. There's a great old story of when Don Rickles first started doing comedy, and he was in Vegas. He was on his midnight show, and Jackie Gleason came out to see him because he was like the guy to go see now, Don Rickles. Jackie Gleason got a chair, picked up a chair, went up. Oh no, it wasn't in Vegas. It was in Miami. He was playing in Miami because Gleason lived in Miami. He picked up a chair from this table, went up, put it on the stage, sat there, and said, "Make me laugh." And like everybody had to watch. Now Don Rickles was catering to him. He was like this, you know, talking to him, but he had 200 people in the audience. But Jackie Gleason sat there smoking a cigar, make me laugh. He said it was the most intimidating thing, and he just went off on him.
Did you laugh?
Oh, yeah, he went off on him. They became really, pretty good friends. But, yeah, he went off. He just started ripping him,
Can I name 3? Stephen Wright.
Very funny guy.
One of my favorite.
Boston guy.
Yeah, one of my favorite. George Carlin. Another one, same thing, favorite. And Seinfeld. And I just,
See, Jerry Seinfeld I don't find funny. He is funny, but he's not...
I like him when he's doing other people's stuff. His show.
Right. The show was really Larry David. I mean, when he was doing it was him and Larry David, but you could see the difference when Larry David left, the show went down.
Who's the other one you said?
Stephen Wright and George Carlin.
Stephen Wright. You're going to laugh. The first time I was exposed to Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, really?
I just didn't know who he was. It's a 70s comic, so I didn't...
No, he's an 80s comic, Stephen Wright, yeah.
scene.
Big 80s, early mid 80s. He came out. He was like
All
the
the
first big
80s
Boston guy to blow up, and everybody was like,
all the 80s consisted of was fucking Whoopi Goldberg and fucking Robin Williams and Billy Crystal.
He paved the road for all that whole series of like Dennis Leary and all those other Boston comics that came out of Boston. But Stephen Wright was the first guy to make it to the Tonight Show and paved the way. That show that Boston was a mecca of comedy to be reckoned with. Stephen Wright had great comics, you know. I mean, Stephen Wright had great jokes.
I love him.
What, my mecca?
A mecca.
A mecca. Hey, mecca.
You said
Yeah.
No. A mecca. Play it back.
All right, play it back. I said a mecca.
Is this the Teddy
A mecca.
wrestling match now?
I said a mecca.
Don't get mad, because you
Mecca.
make fun of my tits. I can make talk of your fucking accent.
Yeah, but I wouldn't use the ER. I'd use the A. Or AW.
Well, you said mecca.
All right, whatever.
Like soda?
I don't say soda.
I say soda.
Soda. I say soda. Anyway, the mecca. I don't even fucking know.
Chat room, did he or did he not say
I
mecca?
probably did. All right, I
fucking
probably
mecca.
did. You're such a jerk.
Mecca? I don't even know her.
Thank God you said that. Yeah, and me. No, but great jokes about him. Like he used to be like, I like to get a twin seat baby carriage and just put one kid in it and walk around the mall like this. Like, my friends have a circular driveway; they can't get out. Stuff like that. He was like that one monotone.
Yes.
Yeah, everything was.
It's of the 70s.
80s.
How about Bobcat? You ever meet him?
That's Sam Kinison too.
No, yeah, and he was a cross between Kinison and Dice. Like he was that. Actually, who was his big rival? Because Kinison and Dice fought each other, and Bobcat, and who else was the scratchy voice?
I thought Bobcat was like
No,
the
Sam
third.
Kinison and Bobcat.
Yeah, I remember
on
kids
Howard
Bobcat
Stern.
on that.
Right, them two. But he fought with Dice all the time because they were both the rock and roll. They wanted to be the rock and roll guys. But yeah, they.
So Mike asked us how we rehearse. I don't want to ignore his question.
Oh, no,
I just
no.
wanted to finish.
Go on. Well, what we do now is we go on stage, just throw a couple of minutes in there. You kind of
You
know.
have to record yourself at all times. The first, well, for me, it was the first 3. You're still recording yourself, right?
3 years.
I'm just kidding. Like, you got to always record yourself. Always. I still do.
Is that for timing or just?
No.
Because
You don't know what you say.
yeah, you don't know what you say. Half the shit is up in your head and it comes out. I mean, like, you know, bits. You write 20 minutes on something that someone went to you with. Like that someone said something in the audience, or something's funny.
I make notes all the time in here now. Right, but you write it one way, it may not come out that way. Or right, you're in the audience and you play off of somebody, and you may say it a lot better than you wrote it. You never stick, like me, I try not to stick to what I write verbatim. Because you can't, first of all, you're the only one that knows what you wrote. So if you screw up a word here or there, who gives a shit?
It's like playing the drums. No
But-
one knows.
And sometimes your timing is off, and you need to stretch it out. And if you go by what you
Well, you
wrote,
just, once
My
you're up
biggest
there,
problem is I fucking take it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll go too far. You know what I mean? Like some of my jokes, I have zings that I just keep zinging.
yeah, so what? You keep going, you see what works.
Yeah.
They're called tags. In comedy, they're taglines.
It's a joke that keeps on giving.
So you say a joke, and then
I got a lot of skin tags.
and then you
What can I
tag,
tell
and you say another joke, another little joke, another little joke. Sometimes you just stop. They're called tags. But sometimes they work, and if they work, that's why he says to tape himself. I bring my video camera with me, and I only use it half the time. But I do bring it because I work.
On your phone, you can record yourself.
I do,
it every
yeah.
show.
I do. I ad-lib a lot more than he does. I work the audience a lot more than a lot of people do. I like interacting with people. So I don't know. I might come up with something that's awesome, but if I don't always remember it. So if I
You know
tape
what
it,
happens? You'll be talking about something, and you'll see someone, and it'll remind you of someone.
Right.
And you'll rip on them by the way they look or what they say. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like,
And it's something that could be funny that you just, if you forgot about it,
like,
you never
okay,
do it again.
my opener is I come out like I'm going to fight somebody, and then I get on, like I lean in, and I like groan like I'm hurting my back to lean into this asshole, and I sing like I'm gay, and I sing a Backstreet Boys song. That came up like 5 years in. There was a guy that I worked with, and we all thought he was gay in the office, and everyone dared me to sing to him, and I did it to him, and my friends at the time that I was, they're like, dude, you found your opener, that's it.
right?
So I do it. I try to do it every set. Sometimes it's hard if I don't have a wireless mic, and I can't get if it's up on a stage like that. I couldn't do it if I had to go up on that stage.
No.
And sometimes it's even funnier if there's a stage, and first, this is another thing I come up with. Sometimes I check the stage to see if it's sturdy enough, and it kills. I get laughs without even saying anything.
Because he pushes on it, he's walking around checking it,
and I'm like,
punching it. Yeah.
Then I'll sing to somebody, and then I'll get up there, you know? So it's like...
Well, then your opening thing, after if you don't get to sing, your whole thing is, I'm sorry. Like, oh yeah, put the fat guy under lights when you start a grease fire, which is funny.
I always have something I can open. It's always one or two jokes. And you always start off like you're lost, you know?
On the road, I do, well, I start off about, like, the GPS losing
rip
me.
on the place, like, really?
I always rip on that. Like, when I walk in, I look around, I look at, like, 2 or 3 things I could tease. And because it brings people...
I wanted to put up... That's one thing I forgot. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all right. What were you going to tease me about?
The video of me outside the fucking club with Craig, if you can.
It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah. No, it's on my Facebook.
Facebook? Okay, how?
You know how you go into photos? I think you got to go to video.
Yeah, that wasn't a club. That was 12 people in a bar.
But Craig, I know Craig's act so well that he's on stage. I'm outside with the door cracked.
Now
he's so loud you can hear him in the street.
Now,
now
in my defense, like his defense,
Why is this?
I don't have. I continually write. I write new stuff, so that he doesn't know my whole act, but my core stuff that I do, he knows all that. But I come up with new things. We always write new stuff.
Well, I'm not saying you don't write.
I know, but you're like, I know his act so well.
I must defend myself. No, but I know all your core shit.
Right.
So.
But and I do yours. You know, I do. I know yours as well. But we don't want to watch that.
Next week.
It's hilarious.
In fact, as I quote him, like here's something like as far as you're saying writing stuff.
It got dark when you put that
that thing on there. Yeah,
that bright light behind us. Why?
I don't know. Everything else didn't.
Fucking son of a bitch.
Okay.
Now I yell like I'm angry on stage. I yell and scream. Like here's a note. Like I was driving down on Staten Island, Highland Boulevard.
Why the hell did it do that?
What, went dark again?
No. Yeah. As soon as you put that white shit up.
I
go dark.
How dark? I thought it wasn't happening before.
It didn't. It did. That's the first time it happened.
You have it on backlight?
It's on backlight still, yeah.
It says backlight?
But a very bright shot is going to splash you out no matter what camera you have.
Okay.
Because it's a CCD lens.
Right, don't do that. So I won't wear a bright shirt because I'll splash Craig out.
It's all right. No, it's remember you're 21 seconds behind. So.
That's okay. Sorry.
All right. Do you want to get on to anything else?
The reality shows, I think we were talking.
Which one?
Well, we have reality, but I mean, do you want to talk about reality shows? You want to keep talking comedy? You want to?
Yeah, we have this new game kids are playing. It's only take 2 seconds.
Sure. What game?
It's called the Pass Out game. It's fucking dangerous.
What do they do?
They like choke each other until they pass out.
It's been a while, man.
Has it?
That's been out for a while.
Yeah, but now it's like in like our kids' schools now, like 8, 9, 10 years old.
What? And they're
kids.
choking at you like wrestling?
They make themselves pass out.
Yeah, they have
so that when they get up,
and then
they're all dizzy.
Oh yeah, but we used to do that.
I don't remember.
We used to.
That.
Well, I did a lot of.
A few things.
I did a lot of drugs and everything. But you know what? We used to. Well, you know what I find myself now when I laugh really hard, I get lightheaded and dizzy like that same way, like the oxygen gets cut off.
Get up off the couch.
I mean, it's like you know, they make themselves hyperventilate and pass out. Like in my family, that was called a flight of stairs. But
me and my friends, we used to hang out. We used to squat down like in like the way like an Indonesian guy takes a crap. You know, you squat down on the floor. I know you can't see me behind here, but like this, and you breathe in and out like 20 or 30 times. You take the last breath in, you push out, but you don't release like that, or you hold it, and you come up real slow. And by the time you got to about here, and your buddies would be back there to catch you. You hope, you know, being asshole teenagers. You know how many times we would drop each other on purpose. You know, and you let the hit person hit the floor. But yeah, we used to do stuff like that. I mean, it was like cheap, free drugs. That's nothing new.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did it a lot.
I just heard about it. And the knockout game is still going on. That's bullshit.
Well, the knockout game is...
Just fucking clock somebody? That's messed up.
Yeah.
There's a couple of videos of people that it didn't go well against.
Well, where they fought back?
Well, where they wind up almost killing the kid that did it.
Oh, it's awesome. And they should.
One guy must have
beat
had
him.
super reflexes because he, from his side here, saw the thing coming, blocked it, and started beating the shit out of the guy.
Listen, you don't know...
Enter the Dragon. But.
Right. Well, I was saying, you know how many people study karate, mixed martial arts, things like that? Just you catch something in the corner of your eye, you do this quick.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you get some of these little punk-ass kids. They don't know what they're doing. They're just little wise-asses trying to go and punch somebody. Good. Do you have any of those you can bring up? I'd love to see someone get their ass kicked from that shit, man. I hate the knockout game. And what I really hate, I get angry at certain things. Obviously, sometimes things like
road rage.
Yeah, road rage. No, but like the knockout game, like everything when a white guy does something to a black guy is biased. It always immediately is biased. It's immediately racist. But if a black guy punches a white guy, it's the knockout game. It's entertainment.
Yeah, I know.
But if a white guy punched a black guy, it's racist. It's biased. We talked about it a little bit. We talked about it a little bit last week. Equality, we're supposed to have equality, and it's actually went the other way. Instead of us being even keel, now if white folks say the wrong thing, we're immediately racist. We're biased. It's ridiculous. We was teasing about last week, like the way you start a black joke. But it's the truth. And I said that when I had the show, when I made a black joke and the black people were laughing, all the white people gasped and they were afraid, looking to see if they, instead of just laughing and enjoying it, because it wasn't really racist, we've been so programmed to be afraid because we'll get in trouble. But then every black comic could say everything about white man, a cracker, and all this shit. But again, with all these things, a black guy punches a white guy, it's just the knockout game. A white guy goes up and does it to a black guy, and it's racist. So let's see.
The knockout.
But I want to see one where a kid goes to hit it and it goes terribly wrong and he gets his ass whooped.
I just love your rage.
Thank you. I'm trying to be very conservative. This is conservative rage.
No, I love when you get angry though. It turns me on.
Turns a lot of people on.
While he's pulling that up, you heard about these 3 women fighting at the Cherry Hill Mall over a parking spot?
Only from you. Yeah, tell me this. Tell them about it.
They started slapping the shit out of each other, from what I read, and then
like road rage over a parking spot or something.
Yeah, I don't know if it was black or white women. No race or creed.
I'm not. Yeah, not even just women.
But I just know that the one girl, I'm afraid. I would be afraid of her be her boyfriend if I found out it was her. She bit this girl's finger to the bone.
Really?
Yeah. She's gonna lose. She lost, I don't know, her first knuckle. But road rage,
how did she get her finger into her mouth?
I don't know,
fighting?
She just bit her. She's fucking bitter.
And she's gonna get in trouble, I hope.
I don't know. It's funny when you hear the news. They're still looking for her. The biter is at large.
The biter.
I don't know. This is a closed caption camera. I don't know if this is real or not because I can't test it on here, obviously.
Well, we'll check it out. Real or fake? Who gives a crap?
We'll look at it though. So let's just see.
Clearwater, Florida.
Yep.
I'm very familiar.
Does this look real to me? No.
Oh yeah, it's it.
Here's the real one.
Oh wait! Hey, go back! I want to watch this. I can't believe you cut that. I wanted to watch the rest of it.
He's doing.
Was that an ass crack sticking out?
I don't know. But you chilled it.
All right, this is us trying to make light of a dark situation. There's been some
Obama
nonsense going around with some kids and hitting people, injuring them, killing people, and it's stupid.
Yeah, if you know anybody that's done the knockout game, I hope that they get jumped like we jumped him right there, our president. So pretty much, the knockout game is a disgrace to...
Oh, these are the kids that did that other video, right? Because this is all Florida.
Everybody look bad. Go play poop dollar instead.
Yeah. Don't hurt people.
I'll find you a better one here. There's a real one here.
I've seen a lot of, a lot of real ones. That's... they're more of the surveillance camera ones, and
here it shows
where they break up, where they're moving like.
Some of them, man.
That was funny though, man. I want to watch that again. That was pretty funny with them, like beating the old lady with the walker, which is probably the chick sitting there. But man, that was funny, man. Hitting him with the garbage can and stuff. It's like a Sonny Corleone thing right there.
Here's a guy who's fighting back. It's only 16 seconds though.
Remember The Godfather? Sonny Corleone's fighting Carlo in the street when he goes there when he hits his sister and he grabs the garbage can. He fucking throws the garbage can out, grabs the garbage can lid.
How about Goodfellas when he beats the shit about him with the gun? Remember?
Oh yeah.
Would you touch her again?
Oh yeah, when he beats the neighbor across the street, he beats them down pretty good.
I don't know. When your boyfriend hands you a gun, it kind of
turns you on.
Here's a beatdown gone wrong.
Oh my god. We're gonna have one.
Check this out.
We're gonna beat up the producer.
I saw this one. Watch this. This guy gives him a can of whip ass. Ready? That's the guy who got hit. Look, he's hitting everybody.
Nice. He's a fighter.
Yeah.
But you see him? He was going in, man.
I love you, man.
Who's that?
Isn't that Patrice?
Oh, is it Patrice Neal?
Is it?
Now we're just
Doesn't
surfing
look
shit.
like him, yeah. Oh, what's this one? True TV.
Guy knocks out 3 guys out for messing with his wife.
That's the one we just watched.
Is it?
Yeah.
New York's Times Square may be world famous for its bright lights and big crowds. But tonight, it's the planet's biggest boxing ring. 3 punks just assaulted a girl, and now her fiancé, Christian Vidal, steps in to defend her honor. He's about to show these guys that chivalry's not dead. It's pissed.
You turn the volume down a little bit? Because the neighbors are going to be like, ah!
One of them grabbed her hair, pulled it.
He's going to call the cops. There's a fight downstairs.
They may have started the fight, but Christian is determined to
Look at him,
finish
he's
it.
bouncing around. Nice. Did you hear it?
Bystander Xavier Forbes films the craziness.
He actually starts laying these guys out. I couldn't believe it.
Nice. You hear it.
Christian's hat flies in from the crowd, distracting him enough to get sucker punched. Now it's his girl who tries to stick up for him.
The guy grabbed her by her neck and threw her. That really made me crazy because that's that's the mother of my child.
If he was heated before, now he's going nuclear.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Stay down, bitch.
Every time I hit the guy, everybody was pretty much screaming, yelling like my favorite.
That was my favorite.
That's like Mike Tyson's punch out.
He's like, I felt like a champion.
The other hoods no longer want any part of the battle. Seconds later, police hit the scene, ready to sort
Nice.
out the
On the
mess.
horse.
Fortunately for Christian, Xavier and the others are able to tell the cops what happened.
There were several witnesses who had just said that he was only, protecting himself
Imagine he
and his
knocked the
girlfriend.
horse out.
Like Mongo.
The instigators are
Hey,
arrested
pull that
for
up.
cowardly assault,
Mongo.
which after getting their butts handed to them,
Nice. And you hear it?
only
That's
added
awesome.
insult to their injuries.
That's the best right there.
Yeah, he comes back up and gets knocked right back down. That's awesome.
All right, let's get that.
Ding, ding.
Hey, man.
The whole point of this is, too, like,
Don't do drugs.
Mongo?
the bullying thing. Like, I understand you don't want your kids bullied, but it's, like, ridiculously out of control now. It's like, oh, my God, my son's bullied. Is he?
Bro,
Guess what? I got bullied. I get bullied every week, as you can see, by him. Who cares?
Oh, yeah, please.
Who cares? No, by him.
Oh,
My son.
Every time I see a thing, he's punching you in the chest.
You see
know,
the
'cause I
size
think so.
difference between us? I'm bullying him. Yeah, it's like the mouse bullying the elephant, right?
You got bullied with your kid, really?
Oh my God, dude! I got.
Well, he's a
bullied
big
all the
kid.
time.
Big, heavy
All the
kids
time.
always got
I
bullied.
got all the comebacks, man. We used to. Please, I got jumped.
Yep.
All right, by 12 kids
Is that Nutley?
on the way. Yeah, on the way home. Okay, my best friend at the time disappeared. Right, nowhere to be found. I had these guys. Thank God, came off of this building construction site, stopped the whole thing, and he's like, "Listen, this kid is not going to fight 12 of you at once, but we're going to let one of you fight him at a time."
Nice.
First one I took because I know karate and shit. First one, I just sidestepped and tripped him, and he fucking almost died on a fire hydrant. The next kid came at me. I clocked him with an elbow right in the face. After the fourth one, the other 8 were just like, that's it, and they gave up. And my friend, after all this was done, he comes up to me and goes, "I was holding your backpack for you." And his whole excuse, which is bullshit, tells me that I knew you were gonna take them all out, bro. I knew you were good. You're good. Yeah, really. Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Well, listen, when you're a little kid, it's hard. Yo, I got bullied too,
7th
man.
grade.
I got bullied
7th grade.
from like 2nd and 3rd grade up until about 7th or 8th grade. I had obstacles like my trip, my daily routine from school to home, because I lived right down the block from the school, but there was a couple of roads that we had to cross. Main Road, Highland Boulevard and stuff. But my walk home every day was scary. Because getting out of school, I had 2 or 3 guys that liked to pick on me, but if I can get away from them, there was another 3 or 4 kids that liked to pick on. They were just bullies. They picked on the little guys. I was always the littlest guy up until 6th grade. Remember
that movie?
Is that My Bodyguard? Yeah.
What a great movie. It's a lot of pixelated. Sorry, guys.
But when I was a little kid, if I got past the 3 kids, I was pretty good until I made it to Highland Boulevard. Then just below Highland Boulevard, 2 doors down, was a lady with a dog, with a German Shepherd, the biggest friggin' German Shepherd I ever seen in my life. Even to this day, like 140, 150 pound, like the light, almost the blue colored, not the black. They were almost like blue and beige instead of the black and beige. Big German Shepherd used to chase me down the block, bit me a couple times, like grabbed my pant legs and stuff. But it would chase me like another 5 or 6 houses down, and it would stop.
Craig was a squirrel.
Yeah, so. But and then the final 4 houses was this kid Brian that lived across the street from me. He was a bully. He was like 6'2" at like 9 years old. He was like fully developed at like 9 or 10. He was like fully, like grossly overdeveloped at a young age, And he played baseball and football and basketball and all this stuff. And he's just a big kid. He lived across the street from me. He went to Catholic school, so he got out like 15 minutes before me. So he was already home. He would wait for me and then beat me up and throw me in the sticker bushes. Because when I grew up, there was a lot of woods around. Yeah, but I'm saying for everybody, there was a woods around my house. Now it's all houses. Big $1 million house they built all around. But when I was a kid, there was like woods patches. So I'd have to either hide in the woods, wait for him to walk by looking for me. I'd have to run through a neighbor's yard, hop a fence, go down the other block, hop a fence back into my yard. It was crazy. Or I'd have to try to get past this guy. And he would pick me up. Like he was like your size, not as big as you like that.
But right.
He was big at a young age, and he would literally pick me up and just throw me in the woods, and I get stuck and I'd be like like in the stickers. Until I was about 12 or 13 years old, and I fought back enough to hurt him. I punched him a few times and hurt him.
I'm gonna walk home with a bat.
And then he stopped. It was like a miracle. I was like, oh my God, if I only put my fists up earlier, maybe he would have stopped earlier. I didn't beat him.
How old were you? 37?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, not like 2 years ago, like 30, like 42.
I had 2 bullies, bro. My next door neighbor that I lived next door to. Every fucking week I had to fight this kid, and he was nuts. Something's wrong. And it's like he would just snap out of nowhere because he just wanted to fight. I mean. His life was screwed up. His dad,
was it like
his
Little
mom.
Rascals? That kid with the red hair, Little Rascals.
Butch.
Butch, yeah, just chased.
No, he was. We were about the same size. I mean, he wasn't as big as me, but I have to fight him every day. He was crazy, and it's hard to fight crazy every week. You know what I mean? But the kid's mother had something where she would twitch out and piss herself. She had some kind of disease. The father wound up shooting himself in the head with a shotgun. I'm not going to say much more because I'm Facebook friends with the sister, but he wound up ODing. He wound up ODing on heroin or whatever, and I was just like...
Well, you actually told me about that guy before and everything. But you know what? Bullies... One of the kid bullies...
He wasn't really a bully. He just always wanted to fight me. Yeah, he did. He passed away. But
even if you whisper, it'll pick it up.
Yeah. And then the other one I had was in high school. This guy was into jiu-jitsu, and he would just walk up to kids... and just punch you. Like one time he punched my friend in the chest and knocked the wind out of him, and I grabbed him. And bro, he grabbed my hand and turned it, and I was on one knee.
Yeah, he dropped you.
And someone else had to jump in because my arm was done. And I said to him, here's what's going to happen. You're going to break my arm, but you're going to be peeling your balls off the locker because I had a clear shot. And I was ready to throw down. I said, you're breaking this arm? I'm breaking this arm on your fucking cock, bro. I was just ready.
The bullies that used to wait outside for me, I'm actually pretty good friends with the guy now for years, and he almost is in denial that he was that bad when he was younger, but he was he grew up like one of 7 brothers and a sister. There's one sister, I think 6 brothers, and he was like 3rd youngest from the end, so he always got beat up by his brothers and stuff, so he was like that kind of bully. But Ricky, we're actually pretty friendly with one another. Nice guy, he's got beautiful kids, he's a hard-working guy, but up until about the age of 16, 17, he didn't bother me after about 11 or 12, but he would fight everybody in the neighborhood like that. He just liked to fight. He wanted to fight. He liked to fight.
I'd be playing basketball. This is the best fight ever. It was hilarious. I would be playing basketball with my friends. And you remember those Pizza Hut little basketballs you would win?
Yeah.
He wailed it at me, hit me in the eye. He's like, bro, I heard you called me an asshole. You're a fucking asshole.
Right.
what are you doing? Everyone was trying to play.
Unfortunately, I grew up in New York. We didn't have Pizza Hut.
He was a burnout, and he had one of those keychains.
With real pizza. They didn't give away basketballs.
With the chains.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to whip me with it. I de-armed him with that and threw it into the tennis court.
Like the biker chain, the big wallet with the chain?
Yeah, exactly. Then he's ready to fight me, and every time he goes to hit me, I'm blocking it, so I'm hurting his hands because I'm punching his hands out the way. Right. I'm like, dude, this is not going to be good for you. You know? He runs. Some black dude pulls up, sees us fighting, because now there's like 40 people around us, and they know. I don't know if they know the kid or whatever, but I hear people calling my name. I'm there with my friends. None of them are going to have to jump in,
right?
Because I could take care of myself. So he runs. This black guy hands him a tennis racket. Okay, now thank God I had a watch on. He whips it at my head. I block it, right? It was like something out of a movie.
Right.
Now I broke the racket over my arm. My watch is done, right? I pick up both ends. Now I'm chasing him through the parking lot, right?
Well, with both pieces of the racket?
I whip the handle and trip him up and just get on top of him and whack him in the face like 15 times.
Like
I was so pissed.
Like Christmas Story.
Right.
Well, no, with the racket, you just hear bing, bing. He came into school, dude. It looked like he got punched in the face with a waffle iron. Because his nose had checkers, and then like he had a checker here and here. And I'm all wrapped up because, you know, you go to the hospital because my mom's like overprotective. She's like, oh my baby, you know. I have like a little sprain thing, but it's all wrapped up. I got a finger in a brace. Right.
It's a hand splint.
Like, who won, really?
Right. Well, I used to have a kid that we used to fight on. This kid, Rob Piazza, who I don't know if he's out there listening, but he will eventually because he's lives up in PA now. We were always friends, and we were both little. We were like the two. Good. We were the two shortest guys in school, and we lived right around the corner from each other. For some reason, we would always start fighting. Like, you know, you just had that one friend that even though you were friends, you'd fight with them. Yeah. And we were fighting one day, and one day he came over to my house, and we were fighting on the side of my house. And I had the big. It was the winter time.
Was he stronger than you?
Nah, we were like the same.
I had a friend who would always do the same thing, but he was like stronger.
Nah, we would both. It was like he would win one fight, I would win a fight, he'd win a fight. We wouldn't totally hit each other all the time. Like, we would more like throw each other around. But there were a few times, and this time in particular, we were fighting on the side of my house. Again, it was all woods. Now, again, there's a house there, but at the time it was woods. So we're down in the back, like the back of my yard, fighting, and he tripped me. Actually, we weren't going to fight, and we walked away. We weren't going to fight. My father came out, is on the back deck, like, watching. We weren't going to fight. I'm walking away, and he tripped me and pushed me and knocked me down. And then jumped on top of me and tried to hit me. And I had the big, like, down, like that old bomber jacket on that was really heavy. So I couldn't feel anything. And I was now laughing because he's hitting me, and I'm laughing. Then I hear my father, Craig, you little son of a bitch, if you don't kick his ass, I'm going to kick yours. And I was like, you know. And I raged because my father sees this little punk trip me up like we were done. Like we called it a truce. And I was walking away, and so I raged out, like, and I grabbed him, I pulled threw him off me, and I jumped on top of him, and now I'm wailing him out. But I'll never forget, like, my old man wasn't big into fighting. He didn't want, you know, because he was, like, bullied too. Everybody gets, you know, bullied, but my old man just didn't want to see this little punk.
I'll tell you a story when he's done.
He wanted a fair fight. He wanted us to fight fairly. And when it was over, we thought it was over. And then he tripped me and knocked me over and jumped on top of me. And that's what pissed my old man off. And that's when he yelled, like, you know, if you don't kick his ass, I'm going to kick yours.
I was walking
and I
home.
flipped his little ass off me and beat the shit out of him that day. You know, but there was other days where he got me, I got him. We were the same size. Yeah. It was like
walking home with my sister, and I got jumped.
And we're still friends to this day.
She'll tell you, too.
40 years later.
I got jumped walking home, and I'm like, don't tell her. She grabbed me out. My dad beat me. You know, he didn't beat me, but I got in trouble.
Yeah, he got mad that you got beat.
Very mad.
Yeah.
My grandfather was very rough with me, though. Like, he wasn't abusive. But he was old school.
Was this the same one that used to walk with his balls on when he was later old?
Yeah, he passed
he
like
passed
10
away.
years ago. We'll tell another story next time. But
yeah, I heard some funny stories about him walking around naked.
My grandfather, remember when you were a kid, you blow bubbles and pretend you're a fish eating food? He drove him nuts. He thought you were going to get brain damage from the soda. So he told me, like, you know, cut him out. You do it again. And I did it again. And he chased me down and barbasoled me, man. Did you ever have Barbasol
but old school,
mouth?
Yeah.
And then held my nose, and it was like...
I never got the Barbasol in the mouth, but I got soap in the mouth from cursing from my aunt.
My God. Well, your mom knew how to put it up in your mouth and scrape your teeth.
Right. So it stayed in your mouth. Yeah, you tasted it for like hours.
But that kid I used to fight all the time. Like, we were on the same baseball team. And on purpose, I played first base because I was lefty. And you know how they're throwing the balls around? He sucked, so he was in right field. He fucking throws the ball from right field to me. And I didn't even see it. Turned around, clocked right in the face. I had to go to school. I had the duck thing on.
Right.
He was making fun of me.
I always sucked at sports like as a kid because I was a chubby kid. Like I'll show you pictures. I was a little chubby. I was like a little butterball.
When I played Little League.
When
I played Little League.
I played Little League too.
I was so big that they had to order a shirt for me. And in the team picture, I gotta find it somewhere. There's all white shirts everyone's wearing, and I'm wearing like a black T-shirt in the picture because I'm too big.
With your belly sticking out like it's up to here.
Yeah, it wasn't like fat. You know what's fucked up? You think you're so fat, and then you go look back at you when you were a kid, and you're like, "Wow, I wish I was that size."
Right.
Like, you know, like.
Well, I went through. It was weird. Like up until from 1 or 2 years old till about 6 or 7, I was a little butterball, and then I thinned out till I was like 10 or 11. Then I became a butterball again till I was about 14. From like 11 to 14, I got real chubby again, and then about 15 or so, I thinned out.
You know, you were talking before. I had a friend. We would walk home. And he was just stronger than us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like some kids, like he was shaving in 5th grade. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
He was mature. He had muscles. And one day, like we were walking home. My friend Tony, we'll have him on the show with the Giants.
Oh yeah. He'll be our sports guru.
Yeah, we're trying to do things. As soon as we get the Skype thing, he's gonna call in and give us like. He's always in the Giants locker room.
We will have Skype, everybody. It's going to be next week.
Yes, I have it set up now.
Where you guys were going to put the phone number up, and you guys could call in instead of just. What's going on in the chat room? Are people telling bully stories too now? Are we missing? See, we're missing out. This is what. Are they talking about totally unrelated stuff? Like.
They're talking about what you're talking about now.
Nothing new. They were talking about Mike's band a little bit.
All right, no. I want to make sure. I want to be on.
So listen,
target with them.
We're walking home one day, and Tony will tell you this.
Go see Mike's band too.
I just had enough. Like you just had enough.
Mike have a brother Mark?
I don't know, Mike. Do you have a brother Mark? Well, wait, we're 30 seconds behind. So,
yeah.
So go ahead, tell your story.
So I just, you know how you just had enough, and we were walking past, and I just fucking had enough. He pushed me. He would grow his nails and like scratch you and shit.
Right.
I just had enough. I fucking grabbed him and like fucking threw him into these bushes, and he collapsed the bushes and was stuck where we had to pull him out.
Nice.
And for like 4 years, those bushes were perfect, except where I tossed them.
Right.
And every time we would drive past, I would go, "Remember those bushes?"
Nice.
It was fun that way.
I have a bush story too, but it's a little different. I was like 16 years old, and my next door neighbor, this girl Kathy, who was like my first friend, childhood friend, my youngest since we were like newborns. And then when we had little crushes on each other as we're teenagers growing up, but never really dated.
They called you Meatball.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah, she said that. Yeah. I was called the Swedish Meatball. I was called Beef Pie because I was chubby. I was a fat little kid. The Italians, the Irish, the one I'm talking about, Kathy, her father called me the Swedish Meatball. They were Irish. The Italian people around to called me Beef Pie because I was a little chubby kid. So I was a Swedish Meatball, I was the Beef Pie, all this stuff. But the girl Kathy, I remember one day I was high and drunk and teenage stuff. Maybe I was 17, and just doing bad things that you shouldn't do. I don't advocate doing drugs or nothing, but I did some bad things. I passed out in her bushes. First, I was trying to throw rocks at her window to get her attention, and I cracked one of the windows, but she wasn't even in that room. And they had bushes, beautiful, trimmed, 50-year-old hedges all around. It was like their fence around the whole property. And I fell and I laid back in them, and I slept in them for like 4 hours.
Oh, my God.
And I woke up at like 3 in the morning. I went home. I didn't just knock them over. Right?
Yeah.
I got in like big trouble for coming home late because I was way late and everything. My parents didn't know where I was. There was no cell phones back then. But would you know, 2 years later, that right where I laid, that shrub never repaired itself? Like, it was always messed up, and he'd always be like, Mr. Okay, I'll call him, because he would always be like, "Hey, you little Swedish meatball, look what you did to my bushes. Look at you, look at that shit." 2 years later, like 2 or 3, I was in the Navy, came home from the Navy, and he's like, "My bushes are still screwed up." I slept in those bushes for like 4 hours one night, 50-year-old bushes, and years later, they still wouldn't grow right. They all were bent and...
I thought of you today.
Uh-oh.
I was talking to my friend who's female, and she's like telling me she's waiting for her friend to call her back because her friend wants to go to IKEA. And I said, "Oh, wow." I'm like, "You going to buy furniture?" She's like, "No, he goes there and buys Swedish meatballs." I swear to God. I go, "What? They sell them? Like, really do sell them in the frozen?"
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were kidding.
I do a whole joke about IKEA selling Swedish meatballs. That's why he's saying that. I do a bit about.
He goes, do you know the difference between an Italian meatball and a Swedish meatball?
It's a much bigger joke. I was like, but you can buy a Swedish meatball at IKEA. That's an effing furniture store. You know, you're not supposed to be able to buy a meatball at a furniture store, right? Like, what did you come here for? A couch, a chair? No, we came for the meatballs.
And they keep it in the frozen furniture section.
I'm like, that's in the frozen furniture department.
She didn't believe me. So
3 hours. Yeah.
She's still awake.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's in there now.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I do a whole joke about being 3/4 Italian. My whole story about my father being Italian and not knowing he was adopted and stuff. So and he found out later on in life that he was half Sicilian. So I do a whole joke about that, about the IKEA. But yeah, IKEA sells Swedish meatballs made from like the sawdust of the furniture that they build or something. Because Swedish meatballs do suck. They don't have any taste to them.
Vain because we're talking about ourselves.
Who does? Who is?
Everybody.
Are we? We're vain because we're talking.
We're comics.
All right, yeah, I am vain. I'm so vain. I will talk about.
Mr. Raiden, call him Mr. Vain. You don't know.
Hey, weren't they just talking about Mike's band in there?
Speaking of bands.
Well, what else? What do they want us to talk about? What do you want?
I just told you about it. Could you play that crappy song video? I want to talk about that real quick.
Which one? That selfie one?
Yeah. How does this get made? I mean, I don't understand. Remember back when bands used to play like music? Remember that?
Yeah.
Like. Not anymore.
No, well, everything. First of all, it's hard to find a band that plays an instrument. Everything's poppy with all digital and all that stuff, and voices are auto-tuned. But this is the kids that selfie is the end thing. But we had stupid songs like this when we were growing up too.
Not this bad.
Yeah, we did. You're just getting old, bro.
When Jesus at the table, I kept on saying,
could you put the sound down?
The girl. Do you think he was just doing that to make me jealous? Because he was totally texting me all night last night, and I don't know if it's a booty call or not. So, what do you think? Did you think that girl was pretty? How did that girl even get in here? Do you see her? She's so
How did this song even get made?
So tacky. Where's Cheetah?
Bro, I'm too sexy for my shirt. Same shit.
Can we go check her cigarette? I really need one. So first, let me take a selfie.
It's kind of funny. But it's got, see the beat? It's got that, you know what this is? No, this, bro, this is BPM. This is Molly music, rave music. You go out to the club and you take some Molly. You don't need anything. You just kind of, it's the beat for 7 hours. That's why this is popular, because all the kids this age are doing, Molly, which is just the newest ecstasy type.
What's his name? Michael Knight on your
I don't know if I should go with XX Clothes or Alicia. I want to look tan.
Huh?
Yeah.
Here, alright, cut this. Kill this stupid thing.
Wait, before you cut it, let me take a selfie. Fuck this thing. That's my son does this stupid. And then Gangnam Style. Want to smack.
But people out there, names. We had ridiculously stupid songs nowadays. I just can't, like, I'm too sexy for my shirt. All that. The safety dance, if you want to. I'm sure people in the chat room name some stupid songs that we grew up on.
Remember this one? Dip 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 dip
dip dip dip. Yeah, come on. I love that song, but Tainted Love.
I love the Marilyn Manson version of that, man.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that there's always been stupid songs. This is just, you're getting older, and this is a stupid song, and you're older. We had. Wait, what'd you say before the root? What'd you say?
We don't get to everything. It don't matter.
Yeah, we don't have to get to everything, bro.
We'll get it next week.
Blind girl ain't gonna see shit anyway. We know. She's like, wait a minute, I missed something. She's missed a lot. What time is it? It's like 1:45, 10:45. Hey.
Yeah, we'll do the whatever subjects we have next week. That's what's great about doing this.
My wife. Thanks, baby. She said I didn't thin out. It's called drugs.
Beautiful.
And now that I don't do drugs anymore, I'm getting a little portly again. But well, come on, babe. Name stupid songs. She's the '80s guru. If I need to know any song from even the '70s or '80s, she could tell you the band, the name, the year.
Can I have a question? What is shpao? What does that mean? Remember that song?
What's that?
I've been thinking about you. Shpao. Remember that song? Fine Young Cannibals.
Right. Yeah. That was like schwap.
We should do a selfie for our group page.
Selfie. Well, we do selfies. Yeah, did she name anything?
No, not yet.
Is she in there?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's here we go.
Yeah, we didn't get to the reality TV shows, and you know what? We're not gonna because
Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba, nice.
Chumbawamba, yeah.
That's my sister.
Nice. Chumbawamba, but that wasn't the song. That was the band, wasn't it?
What was it? Michelle, what was the song that they did?
Yeah, Chumbawamba did
Curly Shuffle.
the
Well, how about no Barbie Girl? Remember that song?
Yeah, she's a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
It's fantastic.
I just typed in dumb song in the 80s. Funnest song.
Well, you know that my daughter dances, competition. She dances, competitively, and we just the little ones in her dance school just did a whole dance to that. So I just heard that song like
Jenny 8675309.
Oh, what, did my wife put that up?
Yeah.
Hot. And you know what?
How'd you feeling?
Look, like my wife just put up Jenny 8675309.
Can anyone name a movie that Buster Poindexter was in?
Oh, sure. Scrooged.
Yeah.
He's been in a few, but Scrooge is the first one that comes to mind. And another movie I love him in, he's a scumbag though, is the movie with Emilio Estevez, The Car.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Free Jack.
Free Jack. Yes,
Free Jack. He's great in that. He's a scumbag agent. Yeah. He's from Staten Island.
Your wife gave you that phone number when you met.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to say. When I first met my wife, she gave me that phone. I was like, "Yeah, can I have your phone number?" She gave me 8675309.
Now, was that song already out?
Oh yeah. I knew. I laughed about it. Like it wasn't like I went home saying, "I got this number. I'm gonna call it."
It's called Tub Thumping, but I don't know what that how it went.
Is that what it was? The Chumbawamba song?
That's all right. I don't know how it went.
I got up. I can't get down again.
Oh yeah. But I got up and I got down and then I'm never gonna be down. Yeah, and I got up again. Yeah, and I'm never gonna take it. Whatever. Yeah.
I wasn't even about to try to sing that because they couldn't even sing it.
But what was the other one that you just brought up? Oh, Buster Poindexter. The cool thing now, he made that. That was his alter ego.
Yes.
Do you know what band he's originally from?
No. Who's this?
Buster Poindexter, which his real name is David Johansen. Is his real name. He's from Staten Island. He's from Mariners Harbor. He was in a band in the 70s that inspired every punk rock band, including the Ramones. The Ramones were inspired by them. It was called the New York Dolls. So the New York Dolls was a early 70s, like 71, 72, 73, New York underground punk band that really catapulted, what do you call it up there? What was the club? Umfug there that closed.
Club 57?
No, not Club 54. No, the main underground one that I used to go to all the time. Umfug, OMFUG.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, well that's what it is. But it's what the hell's the name of the club? I'm blanking tonight. I can't remember movies. I can't remember the name. Yes, it's one of the biggest influential clubs. They're gonna make a movie. They're making a movie about it. No, not Studio 54. It was the underground punk rock club.
Oh.
Help me, peeps. Thank you. CBGBs, yes.
I found a picture of the New York,
holy shit. Yeah, you see him? Yeah, that
looks like Mick Jagger a little bit.
Put him up. Yeah, but a lot like Mick Jagger. He had the lips. He was skinny. This is David Johansen, who made it big as his alter ego was Buster Poindexter. And he hit the hit song, Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot, Hot, Hot.
How'd you feeling?
So, how you feeling? What you still hear on every cruise. I worked on the Spirit Cruise. Bro, I worked on the Spirit Cruise lines, and this is one of the mandatory songs we had to do yeah, there you go.
On the bottom left.
This is him over here. Look, that's David Johansen. That's Buster Poindexter. But this is the New York Dolls. These guys inspired the Ramones. These are pre-Ramones. The Ramones were into this band, and all those like Devo. We talked about Devo last week. They were all inspired by these guys. They had a couple of cool songs out too.
Yeah, it just looks like him more.
Baby Got Back.
I don't know if this
Baby Got Back. Yeah. Oh, what about? I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, look.
He looks a lot like. That's.
Look.
There you go.
There he is right there.
But this is
them.
them.
Like Buster Poindexter.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah,
that looks like Buster Poindexter.
And one of the other guys just died. The bass player died.
Did he?
Yeah, and then yeah, which I think was this guy.
Just. Well, you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby.
Oh, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
No, Bismarcky.
Oh, Bismarcky. What was this? What was the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch song?
Can you feel it, baby? Good vibrations.
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah. Good vibrations. Yeah.
Not as bad as let me take a selfie.
No, that one's not as bad, but they were on.
That Friday song, I'm telling you, that one of those two songs.
And what about like Summertime, the other song, the Summertime song, or whatever? Like that was more 90s.
That one?
No, the Fresh Prince one. Yeah. Say it was the Fresh Prince DJ Jazzy Jeff.
I'm a Cotton Eye Joe. That's another bad one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Cotton Eye Joe.
Game we go to.
But everybody, but the kids all dance to it. Kids dance to it, man.
Yeah.
You want to hear an array of songs that aren't even done by the actual artists. You go to a dance competition. My daughter at the dance competitions.
They have to do
They find, well, no, sometimes it's by the legitimate artists, but it's more artsy to do it with, you find like some wackadoodle chick singing a fast song real slow and no music or whatever. Or
now your wife is just posting random shit.
Why? What is she putting up?
No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Like.
Oh, well, Beastie Boys. She's just going off.
I worked in a store many years ago in the Ocean County Mall, and
remember Jen?
Love you, baby.
Remember Muzak? It was a company called Muzak. They sent tapes to all these stores.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you used to pick.
Yes.
Yeah, and they would have like every week, every day you put a new tape in, and it was all.
Yeah.
But they had a rendition of Jump by Van Halen, 1984, by this slowest ass band I've ever heard in my life. Telling the song was like 12, 13 minutes long easily, and it was murder. And we had to play it every single day.
Right.
Oh God, Friday I'm in Love is another one.
Right. You know I love that's a great song.
Friday,
you know what song I know every single word to, and one day we'll have to play it. See if I still remember.
What?
Fucking Ice Ice Baby.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That was my shit. I got video somewhere.
Of you singing it?
Video.
Mine was White Line.
In my bedroom. In my bedroom. Okay. Check this out. I got Alyssa Milano posters behind me.
Nice.
I got NFL curtains. Right. I got the horrible five different blue kind of colored. Remember that was in on the rugs, all different like camouflage.
Yep.
Airplanes on the wall. I'm sitting there, gray T-shirt. I got the strobe light and the cop light going on.
I'm writing Quentin Tarantino. I'm writing everything.
My sister knows all the words too, so I'm not the only asshole.
A topic for next week that I want to talk about for everybody too, because it just hit off movies and soundtracks, and how some movies the soundtracks just fit and stick with you forever, or the song. Things like the first thing I wrote down was Grosse Point Blank. Love that movie. Joan Cusack. Right, but the soundtrack is like every cool '80s song. Yep. The Wedding Singer, like he uses a lot.
No, dude, Last American Virgin.
Right.
I think the best. We'll do next week. The best. I have a whole list.
Well,
of stuff.
let's all make lists of our favorite movies. I mean, it's a big topic that everybody out there could all get into too. We won't be talking about ourselves, being vain. Well, we might be a little bit. But anything Quentin Tarantino has a
Reservoir Dogs.
Right.
Anytime I hear that song,
right.
Looking back on the track for a little wee bag.
Oh, is that stuck in the middle with you?
No.
Oh, thank God, because it didn't sound anything like it. But like that movie, I can't hear that song.
I'm stuck in the middle of you is when he's cutting his ear off.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm talking about the beginning where they're walking.
Oh yeah, when they're all walking. But I can't hear that movie because I hear it all the time. Like
I know Reservoir Dogs crazily.
Q1043. Every time they play that song,
one of my favorite movies.
All I could see is Michael Madsen cutting his ear off and dancing around him. Certain movies.
Do you know what's in Reservoir Dogs?
The Departed has some great music. What?
Can you name something in Reservoir Dogs that shouldn't have been in the scene, but they didn't have the money to cut it? Pink and Round.
Pink and Round?
I always have risque trivia for
wait.
Drive them crazy.
Pink and Round in the movie, like on the
donut?
It shouldn't have been in the movie, and they don't know where it came from.
Well, I know, like they used the old morgue in L.A. Was it in the morgue? No.
It was kind of like in the beginning of the movie.
When they're in a diner?
It's at the scene when Mr. White shoots the woman, like right before that.
Right.
When they're running out of the bank.
Right.
And the music, it might even be at the beginning. I'm not sure. I gotta watch it again.
I'll have to watch it too. I do own it in duplicate.
Pink Balloon. Do you remember Pink Balloon?
No, I'll have to watch it again.
Oh, it's crazy. And you watch the director's cut? I know, it's risque, and I'm fucking homo.
No. I watch all that stuff too, but it was something that wasn't supposed to be there, though.
Yeah, they didn't have the money to cut it.
Right, which is what, and because they had to shoot the whole scene again.
And that movie, he wanted that black and white, that whole movie, too.
Yeah. Well,
what I want to see is, why haven't they, we'll talk about this next week, but I just want to say this so I remember it. Why, they need to do, like, if you watch Dusk Till Dawn and Reservoir Dogs, those guys all have the same last name. I forget.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the characters.
It's he plays the same guy in even in another movie, Quentin Tarantino.
Like all four of those should be like. There's like a brothers. Like it's Mr. Blonde and those and.
No, but in Dust Till Dawn, the brothers are. I know this too, but he's that same character in like 2 or 3 movies. Quentin.
Well, I'd love to see.
I'm going to IMDb right now. So
Mr. Blonde has the same last name as them. You know what I mean? Fucking my sister.
What?
Ice is back with a brand new invention. See? She starts doing ice.
Oh, Gecko. Seth Gecko and Richard Gecko.
The Gecko brothers.
The Gecko brothers. But they're in another movie. There was another movie that he produced that they're only in, like, them doing the robbery is in a scene on the TV of another movie that he was the producer of. Like, it was like background, like little trivia shit, like throwing things in there. Like the TV's on in the background, and they're talking about the Gecko brothers robbing the bank in Texas and killing all the people. Like, but that's it. Like, they're not in the movie, really, just in the background on the TV, which is cool. But yeah, they're the Gecko brothers, and he plays Richard Gecko in a few movies. Quentin Tarantino.
You have the video I sent you, the close, right?
Yeah.
Why did you get to reshoot it? Did you get it proper?
Yeah, my son a little bit better.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. I couldn't download it because you never see.
Yeah, but you can put it up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up there right now.
Oh, because it's after 11 already, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get going.
It is 11:01. Listen, we didn't take a break, so we're gonna get going. We had a good show tonight. I thought it was.
Love you guys. I'm gonna try to figure out why every time I post a comment, there's not enough. It says too many comments. Please post later. But we're gonna get I'm gonna get a laptop because I really only need to read them. And like Craig said,
absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll communicate. It's easier to read them.
I had my tablet. You could have used my tablet today.
Read off and then just communicate verbally instead of typing back.
I think it was good. Like Richie, like we were saying, we decided like we're gonna have topics, and if we don't get to them all, we're just gonna go to the next.
Right, because there's a topic or two. There's 1 or 2 things we didn't get to tonight that you wanted to. Yeah, don't stop. I'm not going to have fun. I had a good time tonight.
I love you.
I love you too, baby. But like next week we'll do. We didn't get to the reality TV shows. We didn't get to the girl that you were talking about, the singing and everything.
We got to the current material. You know, like
we got to enough.
The woman fighting in the parking lot in the airport.
Yeah, listen. Now we know we have shit to talk about next week. So, but things like for you guys out there, movies, soundtracks, things like that. And what was the other thing we said we'd talk about next week? Movies to soundtracks.
The girl, autism girl singing.
No, not that. That's this week leftover. Reality TV shows we're going to talk about. So if people want anything that they want to comment for next week, come up with something and we'll try to talk about it.
Compare reality shows to each other. How people don't get paid properly. Like you know, what is it? The Biggest Catch?
No, Deadliest Catch is
Catch.
a real guys that could die, and the Kardashians. You know, like
Jersey Shore gets paid all this money. But
I hate that show.
I want to talk about how they just go with one show and milk the shit out of it.
I want to see the Kardashians on the Deadliest Catch. I want to see those bitches out there.
You know Champs? Champs in the mall?
Yeah.
Across there is Chipotle, the Duger family, the 25, the family with the 25 kids or whatever.
Right.
They were there. They said the line to meet them was out the door.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
The Duggars.
Right, the one that like 19 plus 2 or something like that. Yeah.
Every year she has a child. Every year she's had a child from like forever. The oldest child's like 25 now, whatever.
So we'll talk about that. And you know what video I want you to bring up? Write this right down. The Meaning of Life.
Yes.
But the Catholic woman when the baby just falls out of her vagina when she's doing the dishes.
Be a D and get your brother full would you?
And they're 26. They don't even name them anymore. They number them.
Bring a Zachary boy out.
All right. So listen, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday. Right?
Yes, sir. 9 to 11.
Until next week, see you next Tuesday. Here, bring this up full screen, brother.
Start from the beginning.
And you gotta bring it back, yeah?
Bring it back.
Okay, ready?
Listening to the wall, Budaful.
Make it full screen, man.
I can't.
From Loydgren and Buda the Comedian. See you next Tuesday, suckers. Get gum.
Hello, everybody.
See you next Tuesday.
Love you.
See ya. Love ya.
Swedish meatballs.
Meatballs.